What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run the North podcast. We are here today with, of course, the boys, Miller Football and the Geek Slaves. But before we get into talking about them, we have some stuff to cover today. Obviously, we are going to be talking about the OBJ deal with the Ravens. We're talking about the Okuda deal getting dealt to the Falcons. And then we are going to grade every single first-round pick and any team's first pick of the last year's draft. Miller's being Miller, doing his "I'm gonna be annoying" thing. And all right, how we doing, boys?
Doing pretty. Not as good now, you dick.
Yeah, you deserved it.
I'm just trying to enjoy my fun dip. You're taking the fun out of fun dip.
Ah, that's tough. How do you take the fun out of fun dip?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
what,
2 days after Easter. Jim. He muted himself.
Oh.
That was not intentional.
See this?
I'm gonna have to beat your ass with a Slim Jim and just mute. Yes, I have a box of Slim Jims.
Other than
Don't
you
question
trying
it.
to. Anyways, other than you spoiling my fun, I'm doing fine.
Are you? Didn't you
I
cut your
suppose.
foot open like a silly little goober?
Yeah, I did cut my foot open, but it's okay. I got some peroxide and a Band-Aid in there, so we're chilling.
Peroxide and a Band-Aid? It's supposed to be toilet paper and duct tape. Come on, I thought you were going to do that the fullback way. Loser.
The fullback way would just be to, cut your foot off.
I don't think so. It would just be
run a
duct tape.
marathon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Probably just leave the wound open and run a marathon barefoot.
There you go.
Or run an Oklahoma drill barefoot.
Yikes. That's not ideal. No, I'm doing all right.
No,
It was like a really annoying day. I had to go to town and 15 people tried to hit me, so that was cool. People can't drive. It's not fun. Yeah.
They saw you take Hendon Hooker in the first round.
God. Dude, I genuinely believe everybody talking all this shit on Hendon Hooker didn't actually watch him. Because everything they say is wrong.
I don't think he's a second.
If I see one more person, he's just stands in the pocket, doesn't even move his feet. His mechanics are bad. No, they aren't. You're not actually watching the dude. You're just making shit up. Now, you're right. He doesn't
good, but he doesn't
make. But it's also not like he stands flat-footed either. That's been the biggest issue. That's what everybody's saying. He's just flat-footed and stands there. Not one play. Not once. Nobody has ever shown me a play where that's what he does. But that's what people say. I've also said, even though I have taken him in the first round in mock drafts, that he shouldn't go in the first round.
Nope.
But that a team probably will take him. That's what they do. Did Kenny Pickett deserve to be a first-round pick? No. Was he? Yeah. Hendon Hooker's going to follow the same trajectory, probably. Or we're all going to be surprised when Levis and Richardson don't even get drafted in the first round. They're both going to fall somehow because the draft is goofy and makes no sense.
That's crazy.
I mean, Cole Strange was a first-rounder last year, so...
I suppose you could say that was a rather strange selection.
It was.
That would have been a great transition if that's what we were starting with.
Yeah,
I was just going to say everybody ganks it till Belichick takes Lepke at 14.
Honestly, I'd love it.
Or Lipke.
Ha, bro can't even pronounce the fullback's name right. The fullback man is a liar.
No. The thing is, there's no consistent pronunciation of his name online. Because I've listened to different commentators for NDSU games. Some say Lupke, some say Lepke, some say Lipke. I don't know which one it is. I haven't seen him say his own name. So I don't know.
When he's on the podcast, we'll ask him. We'll be like, hey.
Nah, see,
yeah.
Hunter, three of us right now just got to go at Hunter Lepke. How the fuck do you pronounce your last name?
Simple as that.
And when he doesn't respond, immediately undraftable. Won't even answer the simplest of questions. He's just terrible locker room guy.
Can't coach him.
Can't coach him. Don't say that about Darnell Wright though. He'll DM you all evil.
But then he'll apologize.
Don't care.
I do. He made amends. People make mistakes, and he made up for it. That's what matters to me.
My thing is, though, learn to read what the fuck you're sending on the internet before you send it. Like,
he's a Bengal. It's okay.
When you when you go to tweet something out or send a message to somebody, if that's not how you mean it, and you don't mean to be an asshole, then don't be an asshole. If you're purposefully being an asshole, that's okay. I don't know. I don't like I was a dick and then, it's fine. I don't know. I'm a dick.
Yeah,
I don't
fair.
expect people to forgive me.
I think
I know it's a problem. I'll just say sorry and hope it goes away. But if it doesn't, it doesn't.
I'm a lot more forgiving with people, I feel like. So
maybe
the dude made a mistake. He owned up for it. He admitted he was wrong. Okay.
Naturally, I lean the same way. Yes.
See, no, my bigger thing actually is the guy who got like yelled at by Darnell Wright. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been so hard on you. No. Yes, you should have. Critique players. They have flaws. They put in so much work. Yes, they do. But they have flaws and we need to talk about them. That is literally the entire draft process. Don't just be like, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on people. Now, I'm not saying say the dude fucking sucks. But like, if he's not good at something, you gotta say that.
That's something that I agree with Theo Ash on pretty heavily. He tweeted out not too long ago, a couple weeks ago maybe, that there should be a lot more negativity on draft Twitter towards prospects, and I agree. In a constructive way.
Right.
I'm not saying you go out there and call someone a bitch-ass loser or something, but you shouldn't say, well, he's not so great at this. Be like, he is bad at this, and he needs to fix it. Because that's how players, if they are on Twitter, they see that, and they're like, okay, if I see it enough, I'll talk to my coach about it when I get drafted, and we'll work it up. Like, that's we can use social media for good in that way. I know not every player is going to listen to people on social media, not saying they have to. But the ones that do, those are probably the ones that need to hear those type of things. For example, Darnell Wright probably could use a little polish. Still my OT one. But
that whole thing, though, polish. The thing that bugs me is it was just a tweet that said Darnell Wright is a right tackle, not a left tackle.
And that's true.
Yeah. Like
straight up, that's true.
That's not a criticism, dude. That's the position you play.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson is a quarterback, not a tight end. Imagine Anthony Richardson freaking out over that.
Well, be careful. Rico knows will come for you if you say that.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
I just feel like,
unlike you guys,
Rico
I don't search out the racists to see what's going on.
I don't search him out. He just comes up everywhere. But
see, I don't have
that being said, he hasn't actually said anything about Anthony Richardson. I just feel like he'd be the type of guy to be like, Anthony Richardson should play running back because Jake Hayner is better.
I don't know about that.
Jake Hayner is his QB1.
Yes.
That's gross.
Jake Hayner is his QB1.
Ahead of Clayton Tune.
Hold on. I gotta double check this because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Hayner was one of the guys I didn't view as draftable.
No, and
unfortunately,
there's just
Rico
a very weird group of people out there who believe that he is good. Like this guy saying that Jake Hayner's a better prospect than Will Levis, and then listing all these things that Jake Hayner's not actually good at, but he maybe did one play of in college, and he's just like, oh, there it is. He can do this. But, yeah.
Rico knows is the equivalent of some guy that watches college football on Saturday nights while drunk off his ass at the bar, and then comes back the next day and tells his buddies while he's still hungover that, some D3 quarterback that he watched
he quite literally
good.
He literally does only watches college football. So
yeah, he's about as casual as it gets.
Yes. But yeah,
let's talk about real people that matter.
Some big free agency / trade things. Actually, only two things, but they are both generally pretty important things. The first one, and so slightly more confusing one on my end, is Odell Beckham Jr. signing with the Baltimore Ravens on a, I think, $15 guaranteed $1 million deal. Something like that. I think 15 guaranteed. I think it's 18 max. Signs with the Ravens. To me, this seems like he knows something we don't about the Lamar situation, because I would not sign there if Tyler Huntley was the projected starter. If he is, I think we can all be in agreement that he's in his ring chasing part of his career. Like, if he's going to go to a team
chasing part of his career. He never got the bag like that.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah,
so,
but I don't know.
I don't know if the Ravens are offering me 18 mil, and the Jets, who you're also hoping are going to get a quarterback, are offering me 8. I'm picking the Ravens whether they have Lamar or not. He got his ring.
I guess that's fair.
And
yeah, but I don't
whether
know.
Lamar's there or not, he's wide receiver 1. He gets to go put up the numbers and guarantee himself a spot on another team next year.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. Also, for the Ravens, it's a great deal. I know people are like, the 15 guaranteed. He's currently like a $3.9 million cap hit because all of it was signing bonus. So, like, good deal.
Yeah.
He gets his bag. It costs the Ravens. Well, it costs them money. It doesn't cost them any cap room.
Also,
so,
like
sick.
Like, let's be real. One way or another, Lamar Jackson is playing for the Ravens next year. I'm pretty convinced of that.
Viking.
I think okay, if the Vikings were going to do it, why wouldn't they have done it? Well, what are they waiting for?
You got to figure out how to get rid of Kirk first. We don't have the money yet.
Include him in the trade. That's getting rid of Kirk. Boom.
There's no trade for Lamar. I don't know how many times I have to fucking say this.
It's not a trade.
It's not you sign him and you give the Ravens 2 picks. It's not a trade that gets negotiated. It just happens. There is no trade. Unless the Ravens
cut Kirk.
Match the
Simple
deal.
as that. Moving on.
No, dead cap
Kirk.
exists.
Eat the penalty.
Eat
it.
We wouldn't be able to afford to sign Lamar.
You can't afford him now. So you will not be a Minnesota Viking.
You eat that cap like
either way. We still have the best quarterback in the North, so it's okay.
Aaron Rodgers still a Packer.
Doesn't count.
Now.
Aaron will not play another game in.
Actually, I don't know if you ask Lions fans. Jared Goff is QB1
yeah, that is true.
North.
No, but when Lamar Jackson actually becomes a Lion,
nothing.
Yes. No, but I mean, I if Lamar plays for the Ravens and Odell's there, I mean, him and Bateman and probably like a 3rd-round receiver, and also Devin Duvernay was like not terrible last year. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Pat Ricard, J.K. Dobbins, a decent offensive line. Am I wrong about that? Decent offensive line.
They lost Ben Powers, which hurts a lot.
And they
How was Linderbaum last year? Was Linderbaum okay?
Linderbaum was solid. He was good.
Linderbaum was the only guy in the offensive line I can name now that Ben Powers has gone, if I'm being completely honest.
Falele's though, or Falele, however you say his name. The dude who's like 7'4", 620 pounds.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, yeah.
I don't remember if he played well, though. I didn't really pay attention.
I really think that this Odell move, I think it really just opens their landscape for who they're going to draft in the first. I mean, honestly, like, I've become lower and lower on guys like Addison and Zay Flowers as the time has gone on. I've actually watched them a little bit. So, honestly, my mock for them right now has been, like, Miles Murphy. But, like, that's just because he's the only edge available by the time I get there.
I see people still saying the Ravens should take another receiver.
They should not take another receiver after that.
I'm taking another receiver before I take Miles Murphy at 22, I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely. Any of the receivers. Don't care which one. Tank Dell, first-round pick.
I'm jumping up and taking Ojolari or Will McDonald before I take Miles Murphy at 22.
Fair.
Maybe not Will McDonald. I don't know if he really fits their vibe, but
Will McDonald's a first-round pick.
Or say fuck it, because J.K. Dobbins looked like he lost a step. Fuck it, Bajan.
He'll be gone by 22.
He'll be gone by 22.
You never know.
If he's not, I will be shocked.
I mean,
that being said, they take Junior Gibbs at 22.
To be fair, running back, being a running back,
go top
even
10,
if it's Bijan Robinson, I guess I could see it happen. Not that I agree with it, but I definitely see the possibility
of it happening. And by top 10,
happening.
I mean literally
The
10.
Eagles,
But...
yes.
I just had fun dip go up my nose.
But I mean, I really don't know
Miller's
who would take
practicing
him.
how to do cocaine.
Like,
Sorry.
who would take him in between the Eagles and the Ravens, if not the
Chargers,
Yeah.
Lions,
The Commanders.
Dude, I literally almost had him mocked to the Lions at 18 in my last draft, but I thought you were going to yell at me about Montgomery, so I was like, I'm going to keep this.
Nah, listen, okay. Love Monty. If Bijan is there, you take Bijan.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no conversation about it. You let Monty be your Jamal Williams, your change of pace back. You send DeAndre Swift to the gulag, and you let Bijan come in and be Barry Sanders 2.0.
Yeah, Ben Johnson.
You don't even think about it twice.
Yeah.
You sent DeAndre Swift to the gulag. Why do you want to kill him, man? God.
Send him wherever. I do not care.
Send him to McDonald's, where he belongs.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
Who else could take him? I mean, the Steelers could just decide they're done with Najee.
Or Najee could be
That
Jamal
would be
Williams.
crazy.
It would be
Jamal
valid.
Williams.
Najee's not that good. Yeah, the Lions. I could see the Bucks doing it too.
They do need a guy.
Imagine all the holes they have. Fuck it, let's get a running back.
They don't have a running back and a safety blanket for either Trask or Baker,
I like
and just a
Rashad
piece
White.
that can take him.
Well, I mean, they don't have a running back, but they also don't have anybody on the offensive line except for like one guy. They don't have a tight end. They don't have any corners. They don't have anything.
Yeah,
so
but why
Wright wants out.
But let's say
Put it this
you're.
way,
Let's say all the offensive linemen you like are off the board. The corners you like are off the board. Best player available is Bijan. Are you really reaching on a corner instead of just taking a generational running back?
No, but I'll tell you right now, if that happens, Bijan or is it? I always fuck it up. Is it Bijan or Bijan?
Bijan.
Okay, if you do that, Bijan is literally Barry Sanders 2.0.
Yeah,
he is literally going in there with nothing,
and he's gonna fucking kill it because he's.
It's
Bijan.
okay. It's okay. Will Levis will fall 19. They'll take him there. Simple as that.
Valid.
No trade up needed.
Jump up to 9.
Oh.
Bears take Bijan at 19.
But remember when we all thought Bijan was gonna fall to like the Bills, Cowboys, Bengals area of the draft? Remember that's when that was what the world believed.
Yeah.
Wild.
That's what I believed, and then I watched him play football.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the Ravens, their defense is okay, but I think that can definitely be addressed in the draft, and I'm sure it will be in some areas. If they want to get an edge rusher, if they want to get a corner, if they want to get maybe linebackers, I guess are okay. But yeah, I mean, I either way, the Ravens, I think, are in a good spot with Odell, especially if Lamar plays. He has that deep threat. He has some guy who can take the top off the defense.
Ooh.
Baker's good.
The Ravens' biggest need is definitely the interior of their D-line. Calais Campbell's gone.
That's true. Brian Broussais, who I'm liking Elijah Kancey will be gone by then. I almost guarantee it. I don't think he gets past the Lions, the Bucks. I don't think he would get past. Those two teams are the two teams I've been mocking him a lot to. The Texans might even take him at 12. You had the Seahawks taking him at 5.
Imagine if the Seahawks and the Lions got like Kancey and Carter. Fucking imagine.
The Seahawks are in a position to do that most likely.
The Seahawks literally have nothing on the interior of their defensive line.
I know. Imagine.
Let Kancey play as a D end in their 3-4-4-3 weird hybrid shit that they run.
Yeah, the 3-3 random guy. That's what I'm calling it. The 3-3 random guy.
Fair.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, they can.
He's gonna be a bear when we trade down.
They can address a bunch of holes. They need to. Odell signing, good for Odell, good for the Ravens. He got the bag. They get a good receiver.
Social media.
Good for social media because no longer do we have to see
mostly
Odell
just good for Miller football.
Where will he land? Where will he land? I don't give a fuck.
And now, what we'll see is Odell will make a huge catch or like a huge touchdown, and we'll see him in jersey swapped in a Cowboys and Bills uniform and say, "Imagine Odell on this Bills offense," or "Imagine if Odell was on the Cowboys."
I
don't see because Lamar's
like
winning an MVP
not
with him. That's a guarantee.
Listen,
He was my dark horse pick a couple weeks back. Yeah.
I used to not like Odell. I'm to the point where I'm kind of whatever towards Odell as a player. But oh my god, the way social media treats him makes me want to die.
Yeah.
He's good. I get it. We don't have to.
Why? I just watched Nico
fucking-
try to pretend Odell can only be a wide receiver 3.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said in his review of Odell's signing, when we literally just watched Odell be the best wide receiver in the Super Bowl until his ACL went kaput.
Yeah.
On a part of the field where the entire Bengals receiving corps said, we wouldn't go there because we knew our ACLs would go kaput. Like, it's tough, but like, Odell is still Himothy. 100% Himothy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
The other kind of big deal that's happened today.
It's definitely a big deal.
The other big deal that's happened, whatever.
Not a big deal.
It's not a big deal in terms of the compensation for sure, because Jeff Okudah got traded to the Falcons for a conditional 5th-round pick that they got from the Jags. It isn't even their own pick. It is conditional, yeah, that they got from the Jags. A conditional 5th-round pick for Jeff Okudah to the Falcons. He's now their really, really solid cornerback too, barring them drafting a guy. But even I'm not even sure if drafting a guy would would leap over Okudah immediately. If you're trying to tell me Casey Hayward is better than Jeff Okudah, you are
absolutely
insane.
You're just judging because
right now
Casey's old. Yeah, right now. Actually, but that's what I'm checking. Is he even on the team?
I kind of forgot
he
Casey.
Is.
Yeah,
okay, fine.
And Mike Hughes, who spent the entire last 8 games of the season starting over Okudah, is on the Falcons. He literally spent all of last year starting over Okudah. Okudah's corner 4 and won't play.
I don't know about won't play. There's a lot of teams that run 4 corners nowadays.
Yeah, but oh no,
I should probably know Atlanta's
suck.
defense off the top of my head. I don't, but either way, this is a certified Ryan Pace masterclass, I'm afraid.
A 5th-rounder for a young corner who can still grow into himself. I think that
it's a good move.
I think that's definitely a good move
for the Falcons.
Because he also still, I'm also like 95% sure they still have his 5th-year option to pick up. This isn't his 5th year. This is his 4th.
Yep.
Right. He's coming into his 4th. Yeah. So they'll still have the 5th-year option with him, or they can just say goodbye if he really stinks, which is a great position for them.
Yeah.
And the question
I'm scared for the draft and this, though. I'm not gonna lie, because now Atlanta
I don't think
is pretty much
they're
not going corner.
They're gonna take Tyree Wilson. That's what Miller's afraid of.
Or that is what I'm afraid of. But I still think there's a world where they go crazy and trade up to 3, depending on which quarterbacks they're there.
No,
maybe
they're not taking a QB.
Why?
Because they've already said it.
Because I like Desmond Ridder.
Oh my god, teams say things all the time. That doesn't mean they have to stick with them. It doesn't mean they have to
they
live
do.
by them.
It's the same thing with
they don't.
If you actually like Ridder, then yes, you do.
It's the same thing with like the Tennessee Titans, and like they have every right to move over for a quarterback this year because Malik Willis stinks, and they know he does.
Ridder didn't look terrible. That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Malik looked like the worst quarterback in the league, and Ridder didn't. Ridder looked fine.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm supporting.
I think moving up to 3 and drafting a QB, getting rid of all of your pieces for the next 2 years in the draft is the dumbest thing they could do.
Now, moving up to 3 and taking Tyree Wilson there—that's the baller move.
Move up to 3, take Will Anderson. Yes.
I was gonna say that, but he's not the best edge in this class, so
no.
Sadly,
but don't tell them that. Let them believe the hype.
Ryan Pace is listening right now. He's jotting down furiously.
Ryan Pace on speed dial. I am letting him know that Will Anderson is his new Leonard Floyd. Except they put
the
nothing
Falcons
alike
are going to be
not
goofy.
even built similarly.
They're moving up to 3. They're moving up to 3 and taking Bajan. That's the strat here.
As a Cordell Patterson guy, I am ashamed of you.
I love Cordy P's not their starting running back though. It's Algier technically.
As a
Tyler
Tyler
Algier.
Algier fan, I am ashamed of you.
I also like Algier.
More than Bajan.
Yep.
No, but
You're dumb.
you don't.
Yep.
You don't need to trade up. First of all, if you like him more than Majan, you're a moron. Second of all, they don't need a running back. There is no world where they need a running back.
Especially trade up to 3
Unless-
for a running back. Give me a break.
Worth
Even if
it.
they're sitting at 8. Listen, even if they're sitting at 8, the only way that moves makes sense if you tell yourself Cordy P's playing wide receiver again.
Dude, I'm down to let Cordy P do whatever Cordy P needs
Okay.
to do.
I honestly think that
I don't disagree with that.
there's a
but you'd have to
very
make
good
that
chance
move.
that this move
Yeah, none
kind of
this
shifts the
matters.
focus for Atlanta onto JSN. I think that'd be sick.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I actually think that would
like
be
that
sick.
a lot.
Then
Yeah,
a
'cause their
slot
wide
guy like
receiver
him
two
pair
is
with Drake
Mac
London.
Hollins.
A slot receiver like that to
North
pair with
Carolina legend Mac Hollins.
Drake London. I think that'd be sick. JSN would be it. I think if he's gonna go in the top 10, that'll be the Falcons. That'd probably be the only team in the top 10 that would take him.
Like,
I don't
But he's
hate
either
it.
going
I
there to the 12 or 12 to the Texans or something like that.
I still unfortunately see a world where the Bears take him at 9.
I love that world.
Yeah.
I
I
really
don't know
do.
why you would.
Honestly,
The Bears receiver core
Because
is
he's just a
fucking
better
crazy.
version of Mooney.
Honestly,
You
like
finally
yeah.
get to
nothing
put Mooney
alike.
on the bench where he belongs.
Like I don't
They play
I don't
nothing
think
alike.
like
Mooney is not a slot wide receiver.
Miller.
What is he
Miller, would
then?
you? Miller, would you
He's
even
a
be mad
deep
if they coach JSN?
I wouldn't be mad, but it's not my first,
Okay.
second,
Here,
third, fourth,
hypothetically.
fifth, sixth, seventh,
Hypothetically,
eighth,
if,
ninth,
like,
10th choice.
Tyree Wilson's off the board. Christian Gonzalez is off the board. Like
Carter's off the board.
Carter's off the board.
Even
Relations off the
Anderson.
board. Do you want Paris Johnson or JSN at 9?
I want
Who'd you
Paris
take?
Johnson. That's a no-brainer for me.
Right, so I don't think the Bears will take JSN because Paris Johnson will be
But-
there.
No, it's
But
the same
but
logic as
here's the thing.
Bengals Penei Sewell versus Jamar. The receiver
I'm not
your
even going
QB
that
knows versus an
First of all,
offensive
I
line.
hate that. JSN and Fields barely had any time together. Comparing them
not
to
true
Burrow
at
and
all.
Jamar is crazy.
What?
They did not have that long together. It was what, like a year or two?
Right, that's exactly what Burrow played a year with Jamar and Justin. What the fuck are we talking about?
He played a year with Jamar?
Yes,
only
Burrow
went
only
to LSU
started
for
for
a
one
year.
1 year. He was only there for a
Holy fuck.
year.
All right, then
He was
that's
at,
my
he was
bad
at
then.
Ohio State.
I thought they were together for a lot longer than that.
No.
I am a moron. I apologize.
No, it's all good. I was like, what?
That is-
This is what?
Okay.
For almost
when
all of
George-
the guys, Kyler and Hollywood
Okay.
Brown, it was 1 year. It's been 1 year for basically all of
Devontae
them.
Adams and
Well, let's put it this way
and
then.
Derek Carr were
It
a
was
year, I think.
but it wasn't even like in that year JSN was Fields' guy. Like Jamar was Burrow's guy. Hollywood was Kyler's guy. JSN was like what, the third guy on that team behind
Yeah.
Wilson and Olave.
I'm gonna go
Check
see. I want to
that,
know.
yeah.
But point being, right? This is my thing with the Bears taking JSN. Ryan Poles has made it clear that he likes BPA. He's made that very clear. He's taking the best player over need. We saw that last year in the second round when he took Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker over George Pickens. Those guys, while still at positions of need, it's not like he took a position they already had. We desperately needed help at slot corner and at safety. But on his draft board, the way they evaluate players, they had higher grades for him. They were higher on his draft board for him. That's what he cares about. So if we're sitting at 9 and all of the tackles are still on the board and he has JSN graded higher than them, which I don't think is the most unrealistic thing in the world, then I wouldn't be shocked to see them take JSN. Am I going to love the pick? No, not by any means. Am I going to hate it? No, not by any means. I'm going to be like, oh, okay. And then like week 1, I'll be going ballistic and pushing the craziest JSN agendas you've ever seen.
Yeah, when he has 12 catches for $150 and 2 tuds, because JSN
Right,
is always
that's-
open.
Right, like that'll be my mentality. Like JSN would be a good pick. It's just he's not my first choice. I'm obviously a lot higher on Mooney than Geek is. I still think Claypool has something to contribute. We just added DJ Moore. We still have Cole Kmet, who is ascending as a tight end. A receiver depth behind them, not great, but at least competent with Equinemius St. Brown. I just traded for Amon-Ra in a Madden league, so he's on my mind.
Do you have both St. Browns now?
No, Equinemius is in free agency. I gotta pick him up. I'll cut Kyle Phillips. But anyways, point being, it's not a huge need for Chicago. It's not the end all be all of where we're at, but I'd take it. I'd be happy with it. In the long run, it would be a great pick. It's just in the moment, I wouldn't get that immediate rush of adrenaline as if I heard with the 9th overall pick, the Chicago Bears select Tyree Wilson or Paris Johnson Jr. or Darnell Wright or Kalijah Cansey or Lucas Van Ness or whoever. At 9, no. If we trade down, yes.
But if you trade down, he's getting taken at 10.
It's just, well,
then you miss all of them.
That's the risk you got to take.
Yeah, I mean, JSN would be a good fit for the Falcons, but it does make both of these moves make the first round very interesting for both of these teams because it kind of eliminates the one position everybody was kind of mocking them. So here we are. So yeah, if neither of you boys have any other CUDA thoughts, then we will move right into the main portion for tonight, and that is we are going to be grading each team's first pick of last year's draft. We're going to run through all the first round picks and then hit any team that didn't have one. Like Miller's Bears, for example, and run through their first pick of the draft and grade that. We're just going to go right in order. So starting off with the first overall pick with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, also, by the way, we're all individually grading them. This will not be a consensus thing because we would argue too much and take way too long. So, first overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars obviously selected Trayvon Walker, edge out of Georgia. I can go first. One of you two can go first. I don't care, but I'm going to open the floor right now.
You go first on this one because I don't care.
Okay. Trayvon Walker, I'm giving him a C. I'm giving it a C. I don't think Trayvon Walker was great. I also don't think he was bad. That's why he gets like a C. Like he was just kind of there. I also think he showed a ton of potential and definitely kind of silenced the why'd you take him free throw row and there's Aiden Hutchinson, and Hutchinson I think was better. And I'm not going to like sit here and tell you that he wasn't. 3.5 sacks, an interception, 49 tackles. Not the worst season by any means. A forced fumble, a couple passes defended. Not the worst stat line, but again, this is just kind of like a meh. Like we don't know what he's going to be yet, but he also wasn't like god awful. This is an F. This is how could you do this? This is the worst thing any team has ever done at first overall. So yeah, I'm gonna go C for this one. I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like he wasn't like good.
All right, Geek, you want to go or do you want me to go?
Don't care.
Okay, I'll go then.
Okay.
I like the pick a little more than you seem to, Jake. I agree. It's not like a home run, but he showed a lot of flashes last year, and that's what you were pretty much banking on in year one. He jumped up because of the good combine. He had all these athletic traits. We knew he was going to be a raw prospect at number 1 overall, and that's what the Jaguars went for. So I think you saw enough in his development last year starting to be like, okay, we're on the right track. We're feeling good about where this guy's projecting to go. You're probably pretty confident this isn't another K'Lavon Chaisson situation where you drafted a guy that's, traitsy and he busted pretty much immediately. So I would give this a B. I'm not going to say a B+, but I think a solid B is where my thoughts are here.
Damn.
Geek.
I basically just agree exactly with Miller. I gave this a B. I think if he could have kept up his pace from week 1, it would have been like an A++, but he didn't.
Right.
So. But no, the flashes were there. I don't know. There's not a lot more to say. Like,
yeah.
I mean, not the best pick they could have made. Definitely not the worst though. So I think it's fine.
Right.
Yeah. I think, just kind of, we all think it's fine. Second overall pick, the Detroit Lions took another edge in Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end out of Michigan. Who wants to go first this time?
I'll go first. I love Hutchinson. As a Bears fan, it hurts me to say that, but I love Aiden Hutchinson. He was definitely the best out of the rookie defensive linemen last year, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I would say this is an A-plus pick, not only for how good he played, but you get the narrative, the storyline, the Michigan kid staying in Detroit, going to Dan Campbell, fitting his defense perfectly. He obviously gave my Bears some fits. He picked off Justin Fields. Lions fans love to fucking share that clip. So yeah, I think they absolutely hit it out of the park with this pick, without a doubt. So A+ for me.
Yeah.
It's okay. Didn't he have like 3 picks against Rodgers this year? It's fine.
Something weird.
It was
like
a
that,
weird
yeah.
year for. I definitely thought he had 2. Was it really just
He had
one?
one against Rodgers, one against Fields, and then one another random game.
Really? I swear he had 2
Yeah.
against Rodgers. Whatever. I'm going crazy. It's fine. I'm
One
gonna
against
give.
Rodgers was on the goal line though.
That's
so
true. I'm gonna
it was
give.
worse.
I'm giving Hutchinson an A. It was a really good pick. I mean, I thought he should have been the first overall pick. I think a lot of people.
That was
did.
my mock too. Yeah.
I never mocked him
Agreed.
to Jacksonville because I always thought the story was better if he was in Detroit. But like, he should have went 1. And my argument for Jacksonville was weird because you want to go a traitsy guy. Why don't you go the traitsy guy who was actually good in college in Kayvon Thibodeau? Weirdos. Like
Yeah, like I had Thibodeau right up there with Hutchinson
yeah,
too.
I disliked the Walker
Yeah,
move
I
because
did
of that.
too.
But Hutchinson, he was, I mean, rookie. He won NFC Rookie of the Year, right? Am I going insane?
He won NFL
Did they
Rookie of the
do-
Year.
No.
No, he didn't. That was Sauce. I don't think they do AFC, NFC.
Oh, they do for some things, so I get confused.
Madden.
Oh,
They do it for
he
Madden.
finished second.
Yeah,
That's what's on his
Sauce
Pro Football
exists.
Reference.
Yeah.
He finished second.
Yeah, Sauce won.
I read the D-word thing on his Pro Football Reference and just immediately thought, oh, he must have won it, and I forgot. But no, I'm giving this an A+. As a rookie pass rusher, started all 17 games, which isn't necessarily uncommon. Maybe it is. I mean, it's a rookie pass rusher starting 17 games is pretty, like, you're good. 3 interceptions, 52 tackles, 9.5 sacks. That is a pretty good stat line for a guy who started out the season, honestly, pretty, like people were like, I don't know about this guy. He gets a lot of just, like he gets a lot of sacks that just kind of fall into his lap, and hit like the 3-sack game against the Commanders, and they're like, oh, it's Carson Wentz, and he doesn't get rid of the ball, and
no.
whatever.
In that 3-sack game, he never once beat his guy. It was
Yeah,
just
like, he wasn't that
Wentz
great.
running into him. Like, it was wild. It was weird. But, yeah, sorry. Just had to yell about that because.
But yeah, absolutely A+, killer move for them. I think, yeah, we're pretty much all in agreement about that one. The Texans at 3rd overall took Derek Stingley Jr., whose rookie season was not exactly what we hoped, but not his fault by any means. So who would like to kick us off with Mr. Stingley? I guess
I will.
you haven't gone
'cause-
first yet, so.
Yeah, I will. He was my corner 1. I mean, he only played in 9 games. He was a coach's scratch for the last 8. Like, he wasn't actually hurt. He just didn't
Tanking
play.
moment.
Tanking moment, yes.
Tanking moment. Lovie Smith moment. We're talking about the coach who called him and said, "You ready to shadow team's #1 receivers all year?" And then he played him in like a total of 12 reps in man coverage ever. I don't know. That was always the weirdest thing. He didn't really fit the scheme that they had. Everyone knew they were gonna move on from Lovey, but he just never fit. But I'm still gonna give it like a B-. He was still fine. And he showed the flashes of still being that guy. It's just didn't get the playing time he should have. And I mean, in 9 games, he still had an interception, 5 passes defended, a sack for some reason, 43 tackles. Like, not bad for a corner. Just not special. But I blame Lovie Smith more than I blame Derek Stingley for that one.
Yeah.
These are so mean to Lovey.
No, it's all right. Lovey did his job. He secured the #1 overall pick for the Bears.
Yes.
That's why we love Lovey. build that man a statue like yesterday outside Soldier Field. Even though it won't matter here in like 3 years or however long it's going to be.
No, the
I don't
statue
actually
will
know the
stay.
logistics of change.
They're not. It'll
There
be
just
like
won't be a
6
stadium.
at least.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know the actual logistics of moving stadiums and whatnot.
For the Bears, it's worse
yeah.
because Illinois doesn't want them out of Soldier Field. So
Yeah, I know.
they're not approving
know.
funding to help them build the stadium, and they're not rich enough to build it
Right.
on their own.
Right.
Sorry.
I would give him probably a B. I think I'm going to be a little kinder than Geek, just by a tad, because I think Stingley's going to be a damn good corner in the NFL. It's just, like you said, unfortunately, Lovey didn't exactly allow him to play to his strengths, and didn't exactly allow him to play, period. I didn't know he only played in 9 games. That's wild. But Stingley's going to be a damn good corner. We knew he was probably going to be a little rough coming in, especially coming off of the big injury. I think ACL tear, if I'm not mistaken, something similar.
I think it was
Something in his
Achilles.
foot. I think it was
Achilles.
It was Achilles.
Damn it, no.
I was going to say, I knew it was something lower body. It was some
I'm checking
big-time
it,
lower
'cause I'm
body
annoyed.
injury. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, I like Stingley. He's no Sauce Gardner. I had Sauce as my CB1 last year,
Same.
but
Yeah.
I do think Stingley's gonna be a hooper under D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah, I'm giving this pick a B plus just because of how much I like Stingley. I think that I think the one rep that I really liked of his is if you go back and watch, I think it's the week 1 game against the Colts when he got matched up in man coverage against Alec Pierce in the red zone. Just had his hands perfectly placed on him, knocked the ball free, perfect pass breakup. I mean, he really showed signs of just being a really, really good man corner. And I think that he just wasn't in the right scheme this year. And I think with like Miller said with D'Amico Ryans, he's going to do a very good job. And I think that this is a B plus or an A minus for me, even just because of the things that they're going to be able to do with him, because of like what the future looks like for him with the Texans. Like they made a good pick with a very good corner who will be very good in the NFL. So like even though the pick maybe based off of last year wasn't like maybe a B or like a B minus or whatever, I think that like I don't know if we're like trying to account the future into it, maybe not really, but if we are, then I would say this is probably like maybe even an A minus just because of how good he's going to be in the NFL. So
I think that's
fair.
up to each of us individually. Personally, I'm not factoring in the future. It's just after a year, what are
them
they?
with some guys where I see it, yeah.
But
I think I'm going to, if it's a guy that had a limited snap count like Stingley did, only playing in 9 games, I feel like it's kind of rough to evaluate him, especially if it wasn't a him thing and it was very clearly a Texans wanted to take their best player in their secondary off the field so we could suck thing. Then
Yeah.
I don't want to hold that against him.
Yeah.
Well, arguably best player in their secondary. Shout out Jalen Petrie.
Sure, Petrie
Who
was
hooped
nuts.
last year.
Good.
Good
Very
pick.
good.
Good
player.
Twice.
Yeah, the Jets, they took everyone's pretty much consensus corner 1. There was some Stingley truthers out there, including our boy Geek. But the consensus cornerback 1 in Sauce Gardner went off the board of the Jets at the 4th overall pick. I guess if we're just like rotating who's going first, it's me. So A plus. Sauce Gardner, 1 defensive rookie of the year, was like a top 5 corner. Like I like he like led the NFL in like every man coverage stat like throughout like the first however many weeks of the season. He's gonna be a guy who's consistently in the best corner in the league conversation. I do think that there definitely are some things that you can critique him for. I think he's a little bit too physical, gets a lot of DPI called on him. Happens to a lot of corners. Jalen Ramsey's the same way. Jair's the same way. They're just very physical ball players. You get the calls. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. Who cares? Very, very good corner. Don't even know if he ended up allowing a touchdown. That stat kind of went away after a while, so I'm assuming he did at some point.
He did.
They
so
credited
he's
him
allowed-
with one that wasn't him is the part that
Yeah, it
annoys
probably
me
was. It
most.
probably was just him. It probably was just like him getting unlucky and
'Cause it
getting
was
one
week
credited
1.
to him.
It was against the Ravens. He wasn't
the
even.
Duvernay one?
He wasn't in.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
2 guys on Duvernay, but somehow it was Sauce's fault.
Yeah,
It was
in
the
my book, he still hasn't
dumbest.
given up one. So give me the A plus.
And even if he has, fuck him.
yeah,
Sauce
no questions
hasn't.
asked. One each you can go, but
Touchdowns aren't real.
yeah.
What is a touchdown? I don't know. I'm a Bears
The next
fan.
episode of the Run the North podcast, 2 hours of us defining the word touchdown.
Well, I mean,
In the episode after that, 4 hours of us defining what a catch is, because I still don't know.
I know what it should be, but it's not what the NFL says it is.
That is fair.
I don't know.
I do. I know what it should be.
I'm just salty because I rewatched the video of Zach Miller hurting his leg the other day, and it pisses me off that that wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah, that was tough.
That breaks my heart. Shout out Zach Miller though. He has a full blown country career now.
Oh, nice.
He's killing it. Yeah, awesome.
A+. That's probably the best pick of this top 10. I actually haven't looked at the rest of it.
Probably the best pick of the draft.
Yes, probably the best pick of the draft.
Not even joking.
Unfortunately, the Chargers took Xander Horvath, and that is the top pick of the draft.
No.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, I know what you guys are gonna say, but you each have your own little spiel on Sauce.
A+, probably should have gone 1. The Jaguars are dumb. He was the best player in this class. Like,
yes,
that's what I got. Should have gone 1. A+. Also, all pro as a rookie corner is fucking nuts.
Crazy.
Dude, oh my God.
Nobody comes in and is that good as a rookie unless you're like him. Like,
and Sauce
very few
apparently
guys.
is fucking him.
Like literally every single rookie corner gets he's a rookie corner pass, but Sauce didn't even need it. Like, he just was immediately a top 10 corner. Yeah,
he literally.
Just wait until Christian Gonzalez comes in and has a watered down version of that this year.
Yeah, he's gonna be good.
He won't be in CB1 conversations, but he'll be a top 10 corner going into next offseason. That being said, I'm a little disappointed that neither of you guys had this slide, so I'll be the corny one and say it. I got to give A1 Sauce Gardner an A+. He is, like I said, arguably the best corner in football after a year of playing, and it's self-explanatory. Dude won Defensive Player of the Year. The only knock I have against him is he is, in fact, Chase Claypool's son, but other than that, I mean, about as good as it gets as a rookie.
Yeah. Keith, did you already speak about Sauce? I completely forgot.
He did. He said A+.
All right. So we're all going A+
He's just
on
mad
Sauce.
at me for being corny.
Yeah,
but
I just had to walk off after that.
I'm unapologetically corny, okay? Listen, I'm sitting here wearing an AC/DC shirt.
Bro hates Kirk Cousins for being corny while being the corniest motherfucker on earth.
I've already said I have come to terms with Kirk.
Because you realize you are the same guy.
Yes, that is exactly why. That is precisely why Kirk and I are one of the same. It was when you
noticed, when you heard him at the NFL Honors singing, you were like, he's just me.
I shit you not. That's what it flipped. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, yeah. He's like a combination of me and Jake. He's got Jake's religious prowess and my corny white boyness.
This is true.
He doesn't have any of...
Yeah, me and Miller were both theater kids, so
it's because he doesn't have that dog in him, man. That's the part he would get from me.
Pause.
I am saying that.
That's... I'll still never get over it. Listen, this is... completely off topic, but do you guys remember that interaction I posted about Kirk from my comments like a year ago?
No.
So I made a tweet, or I made like my quarterback rankings, and I said Kirk just doesn't have that dog in him, and somebody replied and said the same thing. He just doesn't have that dog in him, and somebody else replies and says Cousins ? And then a third guy comes in and goes, well, I sure hope he doesn't have Cousins inside him either.
Oh, I do remember this. Yes.
Funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
You know who does have that dog in him, though? Who does? Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau has that dog in him.
He's a douche. F-. He was mocking players for being injured.
He disrespected Big Dick Nicholas. And
yeah,
we're gonna say that man has that dog in him? Yeah. Plus, he wasn't even that great.
Yeah, he wasn't. No.
He really disappointed.
Actually,
he was pretty good.
His pressure rate was actually really good. He just didn't get home.
Well, fuck me then.
Happens a lot. But 4 sacks, 33 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. What else? He was 4th in Defensive Rookie of the Year voting.
Well, fuck me, I guess. I'm a moron, apparently.
I don't think he was terrible, but I think he's also like a C or a C minus for me right now, just because like
F minus.
not that great of a rookie
he mocked
season.
the injured dude and then did it again. So, like, it would have been okay if he did the celebration on the field where you didn't notice he was down. But when you get to the sideline and notice dude's still hurt and you're making fun of, I put him to sleep. No, you're a piece of shit. F minus.
Yeah.
I'm out. F minus.
Thibodeau, the player, I didn't realize his pressure rate was high. What
B minus.
do you know what his pressure rate is?
Let me double check it.
Okay. Like I said, I don't
Say
have the
other
numbers
words
pulled up in
while
front of
I'm
me because
typing.
I'm a moron. Yeah, but my point is, there's a different grade for Kayvon the player and Kayvon, right? Like,
That's valid.
he's getting points knocked off for being a douche. F minus, I agree, 100%.
He
Nick Foles, man.
had
You can't disrespect Nick
an
Foles.
11.1
Yep,
QB
I'm
pressure
comparing
rate.
that to some people. That's my goal. You know what? I just want to know.
Not bad for a rookie.
That was the top of among all rookies, and he was in the top 16 of the ESPN of the sacks created stat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He
He
Definitely was
didn't get
pretty good.
home, but he was getting there.
B.
had 40
give him
pressures.
a
He had
B.
40 pressures in 14 games. So
Yeah, I'm going B.
Yeah, I'll give him a B.
yeah, I'll bump it up to a B minus. I like that.
What's next?
The Carolina Panthers took Ike Ikwanu.
He was good.
He was good. He had a great rookie season.
A plus.
Yeah, he was really solid. That's an A plus. Like I think we might even go the same grade with like the next couple of guys because actually no, forgot about him. Charles Cross is the guy I was mentioning. You get your franchise tackle Ike Ikwanu. He was good this year. I'm going A plus. Simple as that.
I don't want to throw out a bunch of A plus grades, so I'm going to be the party pooper and just say an A here.
Fine.
See,
I
this
think
one.
there's some guys coming up. There's some guys coming up that I think there's some legitimate A pluses.
He's the only addition the Panthers had on their O line, and they went from a bottom 10 to a top 5 O line.
That's not true. They added like Bradley Bozeman and
He was there before.
another guy. Was he?
I'm 100%
I thought he got added
sure.
during the offseason.
I'm double
Bradley
checking.
Bozeman Bradley Bozeman just get re-signed this year? Wouldn't he have already like been there for a couple of years if that happened?
Am I just insane? Hold on. I swear.
Bradley
he's
Bozeman
been
just
there.
got re-signed
Oh no,
this year.
he was on the Ravens before that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Weird.
I was gonna say because
okay.
it was the whole big thing because Panthers fans were going crazy about their offensive line being completely revamped. Okay.
Yeah, they changed a
I
bunch.
swear he'd been there
Yeah.
forever. I'm going crazy, but still, to me, he was the best tackle in this class. Like performance-wise, his rookie year, absolutely incredible. I'm giving him an A plus. That huge for the Panthers.
Yeah.
I won't
like
be
it.
that guy. It's an A plus. For sure. Next guy though.
New York Giants acquired this pick from the Bears somehow. I don't remember what happened there.
Justin Fields trade.
Oh, Justin Fields trade. Yep. And they took Evan Neal, another tackle out of Alabama. I don't remember much, but I know that he was not great. So
He was surely one of the first round picks.
yeah.
He was certainly a first-round pick of all time.
That's from
In fact,
Evan Neal.
he was in fact a first round pick of all time.
Like
Crazy thing is, he
see.
still wasn't the worst first round tackle.
he was not. No.
Who am I? Oh, right. It's like, who am I forgetting? I totally forgot he was a first-round pick.
Yeah, because he shouldn't have been
No.
one, but he was.
No, but
We'll talk
C
about him
for Evan Neal.
in a little
I'm giving
while.
him a C. But
Agreed.
to be fair, after his rookie year, Andrew Thomas was also a C. So maybe
Yeah.
the Giants work their magic and he turns out to be good.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
true.
for sure.
Like, but like Evan Neal is a guy who like who I think he kind of had the same like Derek Stanley thing where he just kind of slowly got benched. Like his snap count kept going down in games, but this is for a bad reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it was Derek Stingley. But yeah, I'm gonna go like a C minus. At 8, the Falcons took Drake London, who a lot of people had as a top 3 receiver in the class. I'm not sure if he. I actually can't remember who the consensus one was. It was Garrett Wilson probably.
I was
It was either him or Olave.
You had Olave over Wilson. You were wrong.
But People definitely did.
I had
they
London
were
over
wrong.
Olave.
Yeah.
I had
I
Wilson,
can't remember what
London.
my receivers ranked.
Yeah, but Garrett Wilson,
I just
forgot he
remember Wilson
existed.
was 1-1.
Fantastic. But anyway, Drake London, a consensus top 3 to 4 wide receiver, went to the Atlanta Falcons. I think he was okay. I'm not really sure if I can judge him accurately because he played for the Falcons and their quarterback situation was, but like, he was. I'm gonna say solid. He was solid.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, this is the first instance I'm going to give you of a player getting knocked for being drafted over another player. Because this isn't an issue of like, oh, this guy fit what they were looking for more with Hutchinson and Walker earlier on. The Jaguars obviously wanted a traits guy they could develop. Garrett Wilson was very, very apparently better than Drake London. We all knew it going into the draft. It became very, very apparent with worse quarterback play throughout the season. And I just can't rationalize taking him over Garrett Wilson. I simply can't. Because of that takes it from like a C to like a D+ for me.
I think he's like in the D range for me as well.
Yeah.
Like when knowing what they could have had in Garrett Wilson, if I am accounting for the future, knowing that you'll have Drake London instead of Garrett Wilson for the next however many years would break my heart. So yeah, I'm gonna go D+.
See, and I'm not accounting for the future, so
Yeah, you do your thing.
I'm still going C- though. He was fine. It's this weird thing with the Falcons. He like had a decent amount of yards, but like just like with Kyle Pitts, he didn't get used properly at all.
Yeah.
And it's goofy. Like Arthur Smith is a good offensive coach.
He like really is a good coach. Like I swear to you, he's a good coach.
He can't use his best players. He just can't.
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking understand how to use good players. I don't get it.
It's just
I don't think it's so much he doesn't understand how to use them. I guess the excuse I was going to make is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there wasn't a lot of talent on their offense, and he was asking guys to do things.
To be honest,
to doing just because he didn't have any.
He don't have a lot of talent, so let me use my most talented weapon as only a pass blocker all the time. That's the stupidest shit.
Like
I'd fire him for that.
This is more London. This more relates to London than Pitts because having Pitts block is its own thing. But like I'm assuming a lot of it was just Arthur Smith didn't trust Marcus Mariota to do much.
And can you blame
Marcus Mariota? Yeah, right. Because Marcus Mariota like had like probably like I guarantee you he was like bottom 5 in passing attempts this season.
I gotta check something.
Like their running game was like it was their focus of the offense. Like Mariota can run, Algier was good, Patterson was good, and like the offense just wasn't built for a receiver to succeed. Like Garrett Wilson would have been good in this offense, but he wouldn't have had anywhere near the numbers he had this year with the Jets.
And actually,
right?
Drake London started to be way better the minute Ritter stepped in.
Yeah, and like Drake London still ended the season with like less than 200 away from 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He had nearly 300-yard games in the final 5. He had 95, 96, and $120. Like
because
the minute
with Ritter
stepped in,
you want to throw the ball because you want to see what he's got, right? Yep. So then the second they actually had a quarterback who they would like throw the football, Drake London was okay.
Yep.
I think he'll be all right. But yeah, solely based off of last year.
Yeah.
I mean, the big thing for me with Arthur Smith, right, in the whole asking Kyle Pitts to block thing, is they were in a position where, they only had one tight end that could do anything other than block. Like Parker Hesse or Hesse or however you say his name, he's essentially a fullback. Like, he's built like a fullback. He wears a number in the 40s. You're not asking him to go out and run routes. When he's on the field, he is there to block. And I'm pretty sure he actually took snaps at fullback last year to give Keith Smith a breather because they had Keith Smith on the field a lot. So when you have Kyle Pitts on the field, it's not like you can keep him in a block and send Parker Hesse out on a route. they would have to keep them both into block, and you can't send Kyle Pitts out as a receiver because if you only have Hesse lined up on the line of scrimmage, then, the linebackers are going to key in on that, and they're not going to try to guard him. They're not going to do anything to him. They're just going to go off and play somebody else, and it's going to hurt your mismatches. So, I understand from a certain point of view why he did the things he did with Pitts, and I'm sure that will be much different this year, especially now that they have a quarterback that they're a little bit more confident in. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but there's at least a method to the madness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't think it's like a fireable offense. I think that's a little much. I really
not
like Arthur
using
Smith
your
as an
best
offensive
players
mind.
in a real role for 2 years in a row. That's a fireable offense to me.
What do you mean 2 years in a row?
He's had 1,000 yards as a rookie.
Tight end. Yeah, he almost broke the rookie tight end receiving yard record last year.
I know, but still,
2
one
years ago.
touchdown. That's 100% your scheme, and we got in the red zone, and now Kyle Pitts isn't even on the field.
But the exact same thing happened with Julio Jones with Dan Quinn.
I
so
know.
It's not like that's an Arthur Smith
That's
thing.
also a fireable offense, and he got fired, so it's okay.
Dan Quinn's also just
Using
not
your
built
best
for a head
players
coaching
wrong
job.
is stupid and bad. If the Ravens force Lamar to be a pocket passer and never run, Harbaugh should get fired.
Fair.
That's what I mean. Your best player on your entire team, and you're not using him properly. That's a fireable offense.
The best player on your entire team is pushing it.
Is it?
AJ Terrell and Grady Jarrett exist. Respect them.
AJ Terrell had a bad year last year, and Grady Jarrett hasn't looked like that guy in 4 years.
I disagree. Grady Jarrett's been good. He hasn't been in a top 2 world beater defensive tackle, but he's been quite good.
Are either of those guys top 5 at their position? No, Pitts is. That's
okay.
simple.
If you want to go,
I suppose.
With it,
Yes.
I suppose if you want to look at it that way.
But the point I'm trying to make is I understand why it happened last year, and I don't think it'll happen again this year.
Yeah, I
They've
think
got a
London will
quarterback
be
they are allegedly confident in, and I think that'll result in Kyle Pitts getting out there a lot more. I don't know if they added a tight end in free agency, but I'm almost positive they will draft one with how deep this tight end class is. They'll get it figured out. They will have something else other than Parker Hess as their tight end too, and that'll make things a lot better,
Jonnu
a lot easier.
Also, respect Felipe Franks.
Of course, my mistake. But there you go. I forgot they added Jonnu. Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. Jonnu is a capable pass catcher that you can rely on to go out and run routes. That will allow them to line him up as your inline tight end and allow Kyle Pitts to line up in the slot, put him out wide with Drake London on the other side. Get fucking weird with it. Because now they have a real tight end not named Kyle Pitts. Genuinely speaking, if you put Kyle Pitts out as your X-receiver and you have Drake London out wide and then Zacchaeus as your other receiver out there and you line Parker Hess up as your inline tight end, do you really think a linebacker is going to sit there and actually try to guard him because he knows he's not going to run a route? You know for a fact that man's not going out on an in route or a streak or a fade or whatever. He's going to sit there and pass block. He's an extra tackle. As soon as you see him take that first step back, you can just book it.
I don't know. I'd rather just
receiver.
not. I'd rather just not have a fucking tight end on the field if I'm not going to use Kyle Pitts at all. I'd just rather not. Fuck it.
Oh no.
Just use Kyle Pitts.
I say we wait until this year to see what happens.
If it happens again, that is a fireable
right.
offense.
Exactly. That's my point. Now that there's talent on the roster, let him cook. If he burns the kitchen down, then you fire him.
Valid.
But it's Arthur Smith. He's still capable of making a goddamn souffle.
Yeah. I know he's a good offensive coach. That's why it annoys me.
Fair.
I wouldn't be as annoyed if it was Nathaniel Hackett. We know he's a moron. That doesn't,
Fair.
Who's next?
KOC turns TJ Hawkinson into a right tackle.
Pissed.
Who's next? The Seahawks at the 9th overall pick took Charles Cross, offensive tackle, He was good.
Fuck.
Easy A.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be an A. I already gave
I'm
out an
giving
A plus
it an A
grade
as
to
well.
a tackle. So
Only allowed 7 sacks. Played a ton of snaps. Yeah.
also, because we're not gonna mention him today, can we shout out Abraham Lucas as well? The tackles
I
that the
love his
Seahawks got
name.
were so good.
Yeah, they got like 2 cornerstone tackles in the same draft.
Yeah.
Going to be great.
Abraham Lucas is such a cool football name.
It
I feel like
is.
that doesn't get talked about enough.
It is.
True.
That's a football player.
That is a football player.
Abraham is an underrated first name.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot to live up to, with Abraham Lincoln. It's just
I
tough.
hate that that's not the first Abraham that I thought of.
You were thinking of the guy from The Walking Dead, weren't you?
Yup, Abraham Ford, baby. I got him. Where's he at? He's right there.
God damn it.
My boy. He's staying up here for the rest of the podcast. I fucking love Abraham, man.
All right.
You got hit in the head with a baseball bat and said, "Suck my nuts." Like, it doesn't get better than that.
True.
All right.
Anyways, football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot to get through.
We
Still.
are not even a third of the way into doing
I know, I
this.
need to stop.
This will mark kind of getting close to being a third of the way in, but at the 10th overall pick, the New York Jets took, obviously, the best receiver in this class by a mile, Garrett Wilson. I mean, the highest grade you can give it to him.
Miller, you're doing it wrong. Nope. Miller's lying to people. We literally had this conversation last week. Garrett Wilson's not good. His name's Garrett. Nobody's ever been good with that name, so.
Oh my god.
They had 2 A-plus picks in the top 10. Somehow, somewhere they found a way to do this.
Yeah. No,
Garrett Wilson was very good.
Yeah.
Oscar was very good.
that was last week on the pod.
Seattle's pick? Was it Seattle's pick? Yeah, because Jamal Adams, right?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I'm looking at it and it says from Seahawks.
Okay.
Jamal Adams.
I don't have that on
Julio.
Pro Football Reference, so.
I don't know what was using, but yeah, Garrett Wilson. I'm not sure how much we have to say. Top 15 receiver as a rookie, 1,000 yards. I think he did win Offensive Rookie of the Year, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
A plus
he did.
from everyone but Miller. Miller
A
gives
plus
him
from
an F.
everyone but Miller.
Fuck you. I love Garrett Wilson.
You
But,
said it. You said it last week on the pod because I yelled at you about it.
Oh my god, I forgot his name for like 2 minutes. Wah. I forget my own name sometimes, okay?
True.
You should go to the doctor.
Well, no, I
Right.
have
Listen here, Daniel.
imposter
Okay, I don't
syndrome.
need to go
I wake
anywhere.
I wake up in the morning and I'm like, is my name David? Is it Miller? Is it fullback? I don't know anymore.
Is
not
it
sure.
fullback?
I'm developing social media influencer imposter syndrome.
David, we need to talk. You've been writing fullback on every test for the past month.
He's just writing fullback man as his name on college tests.
I mean, to be
Oh.
fair,
Professors haven't said a word about
his
it.
professors would know. Yeah, it's not like they're like, who could this be?
Lepke lover
That's the
on every
funny thing.
test.
my 2 professors that I do actually take tests for would know that
You're the fullback guy.
I have a problem. It's seeping into my real life.
But yeah, I mean,
Social media is real life. What do you mean?
True.
Of course. Anyways, pick 10.
The 2
Who was it?
pick 11. The 2 Ohio State receivers went back to back. Pick 11, the Saints from the Commanders. I can't keep track of how all these trades happened.
Yeah, the Saints moved up to
What
go
happened
get
on draft
Olave.
Yeah.
So Chris Olave. I'm giving this. I'm not gonna give this one an A plus personally. I'm gonna give it an A minus. I don't think
Giving it a
it's.
solid A.
It's like he was like very very good, and
Mhm.
he's an Ohio State receiver, so we kind of knew that was gonna happen anyway. And yeah, I'm giving it an A minus. I mean, he played very very solidly. He was a good addition to that receiving core, and he's gonna be the wide receiver 1. And yeah, for the foreseeable future, I would say.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, You got another receiver who played well despite poor quarterback play.
Yeah.
And I think that is worthy of an A. Love me some Chris Olave. A. You see what I did there?
Bang. Yes, Geek?
A. He's just mad at me for being corny again. Where would we be if we didn't have my corniness?
On top of the Spotify charts.
S cap. I had personality.
What do we wear into the day that we pass Pardon My Take on the sports podcast lists?
I'm wearing my finest Mike Allstott jersey.
Yeah, Geek, I'm assuming you're also giving this a good grade.
I don't want to because it's the Saints, so I'm gonna go F because they picked a good play. No. Yeah.
Bias.
I'm
bias.
100%. I admit that. Fuck the Saints. Fuck them.
He is a very good reason to not like them, so I'll let this slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, A- for the actual pick, but F- because fuck the Saints. So
fair enough.
Valid.
Yet another receiver went off the board right in a row here. Detroit, somehow from the Vikings. What happened there? What trade was this?
Traded back.
Yeah. It was 11 for 32 and 34.
Yeah, because everybody thought that Kyle Hamilton was going to go, and then the Vikings traded out, and here we are.
Yeah.
I still think it should have been Hamilton, but I'm not mad.
Yeah.
It should have been.
Jameson Williams, Detroit Lions, he didn't really play much. I don't really know how we can accurately... How many games did he end up even playing in? Like 5 or 6?
2?
Yeah.
I mean, his first game, I forget who they played, but he absolutely burned the garbage out of one of those defenses.
He had 9 targets for 1 catch.
And that was the touchdown catch.
Yeah. 1 touchdown, 41 yards.
He completely burned a touchdown, burned a defense.
Was it against the Vikings? It might have been.
Nah.
It might have been. I'm checking. Game logs.
Jake, we're fighting after this podcast is over.
I'm sorry.
I know exactly why.
This tweet
I am not
irredeemable.
I am not in a mood to argue tonight, but I'm going to going to say my piece and then I will leave. That is how it's going to go.
He did also have 1 carry on the season. He got 1 rushing attempt for 40 yards against the Bears. So he burned both the Bears and the Vikings one time. So that's not ideal for the future.
But like I said, he didn't really play much. It was hard to accurately judge him. So
I'm still going B because he was my favorite receiver in the class.
C. Yeah. I'm gonna go C plus.
It's like a C. I agree. It's. I don't know, the potential and upside are definitely there. I like Jameson Williams as a player. It's just with how little he did in his rookie year, it's hard to really evaluate him.
I'm still going B because he was my favorite receiver in this class.
Fair enough.
I loved him. I was mad that we traded out and didn't take him. I wanted him more than Hamilton. I really did.
You didn't get either, so here we are. And another guy who really didn't play as much as we expected him to this year, the Philadelphia Eagles at the 12th overall pick, 13th, took Jordan Davis, who I was a big fan of coming into it. I thought he was going to play more than he did. Definitely did not play at the rate that I thought he would. I mean, solid run stopper. He did his job. He did what he's meant to do. He was a good rotational guy. Honestly, I mean, I think that with time and with working behind the guys that he is in Philadelphia, I think he'll be good. Solely based off of last year, though, I'm giving it a B, just because I like Jordan Davis, and I still think that he was like all right in the snaps he did play.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean more towards B minus.
Yeah.
But I mean, pretty much for the same reasons. I like Jordan Davis a lot. I think he'll be good. But again, limited snap count. I think it was injuries. He was banged up pretty bad, right?
Yeah, probably.
So it's tough. It's really tough. But I still have a lot of faith in Jordan Davis.
Yeah. See, he still played in 13 games.
Yeah.
And
really?
Yeah.
I just more meant his snap count.
Didn't feel like that. Fuck.
Well, his snap count, nothing to do with him either. Go look at every D tackle for the Eagles. None of them had a high snap count because they had 8 of them. But that was the thing. Before they added Joseph and Sue, when he got hurt, they went from the best run defense in football to a bottom 10 run defense in football. I'm still going B+. Davis had a huge impact on this team. Everybody forgot about that because then they added Joseph and Sue, and the run defense was good again. That's what happened.
You're right. I did forget about that completely.
I'm going B+ because Davis was that guy.
I'm with you. B+. I'm with you. I completely forgot about that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because they stole Sue from the Vikings, and I was mad about it.
Big ups. Common Eagle W.
Eagle and W don't go in the same sentence.
The team, yes. The fan base, no.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but this next pick is where Kyle Hamilton actually went to the Baltimore Ravens. I was a huge fan of Kyle Hamilton, and he was I think he had a very underrated season. I really do.
PFF rated him as the best safety. We all care what PFF says.
In the league, but I do think that PFF having graded highly speaks for something. I think that being graded highly as a rookie safety, it's the same thing as being like a rookie corner. Like, how many safeties can you name who were like fantastic their rookie season? I actually don't really know. Maybe Derwin was, maybe Minka was.
Jalen Petrie.
Jalen Petrie was good this year. But like, I think Kyle Hamilton was a dog this year. And like I said, I am taking the future into account, so I'm giving this an A-. I think he'll be very, very good for them in the upcoming years. I think he'll be a really solid safety for them. Their secondary is going to be good solely because of him a lot of the time, just being up there and sitting there. And yeah, I was a huge fan of him in college, and didn't really see anything in the NFL that really changed my opinion on him, so I'm giving this an A-.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I do slightly disagree with like the talking about him being like up in the secondary. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of that going forward. I think he's going to transition more into like
he's
in
gonna
the
be
box,
Harrison Smith.
up closer to the line. Right.
He's Harrison Smith.
I think that's
they
kind
play
of,
the exact same way.
Right.
Except Hamilton's better.
No.
Harrison Smith is a Hall of Famer. Fucking stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Harrison Smith's a Hall of Famer, and whatever the fuck this guy's name is, Kyle Hamilton.
He might be, but he's not there yet.
He's not even the best safety out of his draft class, I'm afraid. So I can't get behind him being.
No, he was talking
Brisker
about
and Petrie both. I was talking about both Brisker and Petrie.
Brisker
actually.
don't count.
Don't count. He's better than the safety you drafted.
Nah.
That's true. Yeah, Lewis Cine sucks.
Lewis Cine can't even stay on the field. Skill issue.
He's bad.
Has Justin Fields ever played a full game?
Ability. Yes.
Because he's never played a full season. So.
Neither was Lewis
Cine. He's always hurt.
Yeah, because he gets run down.
Hey, yeah, and somebody rolled through Cine's ankle and it snapped in half. That's not a skill issue. That's an unlucky issue.
I actually didn't know that's how he got hurt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be 100%
his ankle
honest.
got snapped in half. This wasn't like a goofy injury. Like, it's just a
this
shucks
wasn't
injury.
Lamar Houston celebrating a sack and tearing his ACL.
No, it's he got rolled up on and his ankle went
My
kapow.
apologies then. Brisker's still better though.
We'll see next year when we get to see Cine
Kyle
play
Hamilton.
football.
Kyle Hamilton, very, very good. A-.
Yes.
A-. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, and then we already talked about the first pick for the Texans. So moving on with the Commanders.
I thought we were talking about all the first round picks still.
Yeah.
Are we doing all the first round picks?
Yeah.
I thought we literally talked about doing every single team's. That's true.
You said all the first.
We're gonna do all the first rounders and then the extra stuff tagged on at the end.
Okay. Anyway, the Commanders, not the Commanders. The Texans took Kenyon Green. Okay.
It was a.
Yeah, I genuinely know nothing about his season.
He was solid.
No, he played fairly well. It obviously didn't get shown off a lot because of how bad the Texans were. But if you look at their run game with the mix of Dameon Pierce, Troy Hairston, and Kenyon Green, Those three are the reason why Houston were able to run the ball as effectively as they were. Kenyon Green's damn good. I'm giving him an A-.
I'm giving him
which
a
I think
B+.
is very close to what I gave them on draft night for the pick.
Yeah,
if I'm
they
not
filled the
mistaken.
positional need with like the best guy in the class of that position, so
Yeah.
I'm
can't hate it.
gonna give him A- or a B++. I want to go in between the two people who have an opinion here, because I, gonna be
Fair
honest, didn't watch the Texans play almost at all. I've gone back and looked
Fair.
at Stingley because I cared, but other than that, I know nothing of what the Texans were last year. So, especially that offense, didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Full
the
transparency, I only know how Kenyon Green played from going back and watching Troy Hairston.
Valid.
So,
at 16, Washington took Jahan Dotson, wide receiver, Penn State. He was quietly pretty good. Like, he had a good season.
We all clowned this pick so hard.
I didn't.
I really did not
did
like
not.
Dotson. Homie made me flip my opinion on him fairly quickly.
Yeah, he was like good
played
right out of the
very
gate
well.
too. Yeah, I'm gonna give this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a solid B+. I'm not sure if I'm ready to knock him into the A quite yet. Maybe I am. No, B+.
I'm going to say a B because if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken, he didn't play the whole season.
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, there were a few games. Yeah, because he went down and then De'Ami Brown had like 2 games where he was a world beater stepping into his role.
Yep.
So
But yeah,
maybe we were right about Jahan Dotson and he's just a scheme merchant. Because De'Ami Brown did what he did like one time.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I like Jahan. B. Very easy B for me.
B. For bust. No.
Good.
I'm sorry.
this is a guy who I really know zero about how he played. Zion Johnson at 17 of the Chargers. Do either of you have an opinion on this man? Because I certainly do not.
I know the consensus on Chargers Twitter was that he was bad.
Was it?
Yeah, I just
I don't know
remember
if I've
seeing a
heard
bunch of hate for this guy.
Strong
all
things
the time.
either way.
I'm trying to see if I can find any
Hold on.
actual info.
Listen, let me just shoot Tyler a DM real quick. He'll respond to me.
He was 5th in the league in sacks allowed, 9th in penalties, 3rd in snaps played. He got a 64.8 grade from PFF. He allowed 5 sacks, so apparently not that
That's
bad.
not some Charles Cross, yeah. Yeah.
But I definitely
guess I'd
remember
give that
seeing him
like
get a bunch of hate. I don't know why.
That a B- just because doesn't seem like he was fantastic, but also 5 sacks allowed as a rookie isn't that bad at all.
I'm gonna hold off on giving my grade.
Fair enough.
I will come back to mine because I'm
sticking
don't
with
know.
a B. Miller's getting his opinion from somebody else.
I am
can't
getting
even
my
make his
opinion
own
from
opinion.
Tyler. He already opened my DM, so I'll have it in a moment. I can't make my own opinion because I didn't watch him. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
sit
didn't
here
either.
and talk like I watched him.
I looked at numbers. B.
Yeah.
Numbers?
Yeah.
Okay, Poindexter. According to my calculations, if you actually carry the 2, it looks like Zion Johnson actually had a pretty good rookie season. That's what you sound like right now.
According to my calculations, the Tennessee Titans took Treylon Burks at the 18th overall pick.
D-. I'm just kidding.
I am not the biggest Treylon Burks fan, honestly. I'm giving this like a
I'm not
C
either.
plus or a C. Like, I think he was all right, but he's not a wide receiver 1. I get that they needed to go receiver. They just board did not fall their way. He was okay. Obviously, he had the conditioning issues in the beginning in camp.
Yeah.
And that was already a concern. And I think he also was out with injuries a little bit. Missed a couple of games. Yeah, I'm giving this a solid C because if I am like slightly accounting for future value, I think he'll be okay. But like, he's nowhere near like the level receiver they probably wanted or expected him to be.
Yeah, I agree. He just didn't do anything last year. You know, he was just kind of there. I will say, I have to give him like a couple pity points because he's an asthmatic. I'm asthmatic. I feel his pain, you know, with like the conditioning. I know you're going to be different, but I am
You guys
I
are
don't
just
care.
misremembering the season so much. Because he missed games early,
Am I?
played well with Ryan Tannehill before Tannehill got hurt, then had to deal with Dobbs and Willis. What?
Oh yeah, you're right.
We're saying he's bad because he was on the worst possible team.
Okay.
Right. I
get
what
it's
did it-
tough. Now I want to go look. I'm double checking some things.
I was gonna say I was still gonna give him like a C.
I'm double checking
Like
some things.
I wasn't gonna shit on him too hard, but
Yeah, like he had the 7 for 111 game. That's pretty good.
I'm still giving
also
him
while
a-
Geek's
I-
looking that up,
don't know,
according to
he-
my resident Chargers expert, he says he was fairly consistent but overall solid in reference to Zion Johnson. Good run blocker, but not so great in pass protection. So
Only 5 sacks given up. That's not so great. Pressure, I know that matters. It's
must have
Herbert.
lost a lot
and
of
the-
reps. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's Herbert and getting the ball out quick, so that doesn't mean much to me. But yeah, he had
So-
4 did not plays from week 5 to week 8. He just didn't play any of those games, but he wasn't inactive, so I don't know what that's about. Because
I don't
he
know,
wasn't
man.
hurt. He was just. But then he had 2 injury weeks, and I believe that was from a concussion,
Yeah.
if I recall. I definitely remember him getting a concussion because I remember him being basically knocked out in the end zone. Caught the touchdown, though. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was. 1 catch, 25 yards, and the tud. So it was that, and then he missed 2 games with a concussion.
I got to go back and look at what the Titans were doing last year. I apparently don't remember anything.
They scored more than 20 twice after week 5.
I was going to say, the only thing I remember from the Titans offense last year's Chigakonkwo was good.
Yep.
And that's just because I liked Chig a lot going into the draft, so I actually paid attention to him.
Liked his name.
I liked that he was like an H-back at Maryland.
I'm not going that high, but I'm gonna go like a B- on Traylon. But I also liked him more coming out than you guys did.
I wasn't a big fan coming out, yeah.
This next one, I don't even know if any of us can really. We can't do it because he never didn't play a snap because of an injury. I don't think Trevor Penning. I mean,
He played in 6 games. What are you talking about?
Trevor Penning played last year.
35% of offensive snaps
Oh,
for the
I
Saints.
totally thought he was out for the year. Never mind. I also don't care. F terrible.
F minus.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible
minus.
player. Sucks.
Love
How are
it.
you going to publicly say you play football because you like to legally assault people in
Fighting teammates in practice.
Right.
Sucking.
Yeah.
Bad for the locker room. Bad on the field. F.
Wasn't worth a first-round pick at all.
No, is that the guy you guys were referencing earlier?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's what I figured. We
He's
can,
dog ass.
we can move on from.
It's to the point.
What were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
it's to the point where even though he's only been on the team for a year, if the Saints like went with if one of the tackles fell and the Saints took them in the first
I
round,
would not be.
I wouldn't bat an eye at it. I would
wouldn't
be
be mad.
perfectly fine with it.
They've done all right.
Yeah, like that's where we're at.
even DeJuan Jones.
Well, Darnell Wright's a little bit different because he's a right tackle, but I'm saying like in some bizarro world where oh my god, I'm blanking on his
right
name.
there.
Yeah,
Oh.
Geek. That's what I was about to say. I was about to ask you for your guy. If Anton Harrison fell in some bizarro world and they took him and told Penning like I don't know, go play guard, then cool. I
be
wouldn't bat
valid.
an eye at it, or just sat him on the bench or like turned him into one of their tackling dummies. Like
Either
wouldn't
way,
bat an eye at it.
yeah.
I would not bat an eye at it.
All right, yeah. Our first quarterback off the board here at 20. The Pittsburgh Steelers selected Kenny Pickett.
I'll go last.
Yeah, because
I
he's
guess
gonna
I'll
bully
go
the
first.
Steelers. Go ahead.
I'm giving this a C minus. He wasn't that good. He wasn't that good. There were some things where I was like, oh, maybe you're salvageable, but also like I think I have him ranked like the 26th or 27th best quarterback in the league. He is not that good. It was not that good last year. Even future value, I don't think he's the guy.
Ritter
So,
better.
D plus. I think D plus. That's what I'm going to go.
Corral better.
Let's pick it all. We'll see. But
I don't know. I hate this pick so
much.
much.
To go last, so you can give your Kenny take.
I really don't know what letter grade to go with here. I just know bad. This was a bad pick.
Yeah.
Like, I get you didn't have a QB, but like just taking the guy who went to college at Pittsburgh, because like Pittsburgh connection, is stupid. Taking the guy with tiny hands,
facility in college and NFL.
Taking the guy with tiny hands and a weak arm in a division where you play in the cold and the wind all the time is stupid. Horrible pick. I almost want to go F, but he showed a little bit more than that, so I'm going D minus. I hate this pick.
Yeah, I'm
so
going
much.
D plus. All right, Miller, get it out of the way.
I like Kenny Pickett.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I like Kenny Pickett.
I don't hate you for saying this.
Believe it or not, despite my hatred for, my former hatred for the Steelers, it's calmed down quite a bit now that their fan base has been humbled this past season. I like what I saw from Pickett. First of all, you got to realize, I do agree that Pittsburgh reached by taking him at 20. I'm not going to disagree with that at all. But in the NFL, if you're going to win, you need a quarterback. And the quarterbacks they had on their roster were, Mason Rudolph and Mitch Trubisky. That was by far their biggest need at 20. And if they were truly convinced that if they waited to take Pickett and he wasn't going to be there and that was their guy, I don't blame them for taking him at 20. I wouldn't have done it, but again, at least there's a method to the madness. And what I saw out of Pickett last year was not perfect, but when you factor in that he was playing in a Matt Canada offense, he dealt with injuries quite consistently. Matt Canada is a dog shit offensive coordinator.
But I don't care. Because you didn't give Trubisky that same excuse in the same offense. You have to keep your fucking narratives the same.
Because I had prior
Trubisky
reasoning to know that Mitch Trubisky sucked.
Yeah, but Trubisky played better in that offense.
I disagree heavily.
You can disagree with the numbers and the eye test all you want, but it doesn't mean anything.
I disagree. Listen, like I said, the reason it's a little bit different for Trubisky is because I saw Mitch Trubisky suck before he got to Pittsburgh under Matt Canada.
Yeah,
and sure, Matt Canada didn't do him any favors.
With another awful OC, he never's had a real offense in his life. But listen, the narratives can't fit. We're switching up here.
Mitch Trubisky's never been good. Never. He wasn't good in college.
Kenny Pickett hasn't played good ever either. He had one play where he
played better than Trubisky did.
He
looked better than Trubisky did in college. He looked better than Trubisky did in the NFL.
Trubisky
it's not
was
particularly
a Pro
close.
Bowler.
I could be a fucking Pro Bowler if I wanted to be. If I went out there and made the fans love me, they'd vote me in. That's all it takes. It's a fucking popularity contest. Mitch Trubisky getting put in the Pro Bowl is why I don't take the Pro Bowl seriously. Mitchell Trubisky is one of the worst quarterbacks I have ever seen. I love the guy to death. I own 2 of his jerseys. Because you're making me insane. Trubisky sucks. He's not good. He's not. There's a reason he got replaced by Kenny Pickett.
I'm not saying he's great, but there's a reason. Dude, he got replaced by Kenny Pickett for, I don't know why, actually.
Because he's bad. That's why.
And then Kenny Pickett came in and immediately threw 20 interceptions because he's literally not good at football. He's never shown a flash of being good. He has a bad arm. He's not accurate. He's not good at reading defenses. Don't do this. You're buying into a bad player.
You're describing Trubisky.
Guys, they are both really.
How do you like Pickett? If I'm describing Trubisky, how do you like Pickett?
Better. He's better.
No, he's not. He has a worse arm. He's less accurate. He's less mobile.
No, he's not less accurate. That is total bullshit.
I'm
sitting here defending a Steelers quarterback, and I'm mad.
They are both terrible quarterbacks.
Pickett's not that bad.
He's not terrible.
He's really not.
But Trubisky, the fact that we're arguing Trubisky being anywhere near salvageable.
Didn't have an offensive
Trubisky
line.
last year
Didn't have an
completed
offensive
65% of his passes. Pickett completed 63. In his career,
God,
64.2. Hey, you said I was wrong when actually I'm right. You're getting mad over the fact that I'm right again.
He's 2% more accurate.
Which means
I'm sorry,
he's more
no.
accurate.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm telling you right now. Once Pickett gets a full year with an offensive coordinator that isn't fucking Matt Canada, we'll see.
He'll get benched
Mitchell
halfway
Trubisky
through.
is dog shit.
Pickett's
For
not
who?
good. Literally
who?
anyone.
Trubisky?
Literally anyone.
Listen, okay. This is why I hate Mitch Trubisky dialogue, because it's turned me into a Mitch Trubisky hater, and I hate it. I love
Because
Mitchell
you're
Trubisky,
acting like
but he's
Trubisky's
not
nearly the
good.
worst quarterback in the NFL, and he's not close to that.
He's not too far off. He's
Yes,
really
he
not.
is.
No, he's
You think
not.
Peterman's close to being better? Are you really
Oh
that?
my god. Okay.
No, you said he's close to the worst in the
Okay.
NFL.
Okay.
So we're gonna go there.
Okay, Peterman's in a different tier. Okay, Peterman is in a realm by himself. Trubisky's
Brian
like a
Hoyer?
bottom 10 to 15 quarterback in football. I think I would probably consider Brian Hoyer over Trubisky.
Okay, then you've never watched. I'm done. You're genuinely just hating on Trubisky now. Hoyer is so
I'm
bad.
not.
He's never been good.
And Trubisky
You've never
isn't,
watched him.
And Trubisky has.
I mean, Trubisky hasn't thrown more interceptions than touchdowns in his career.
Because he wasn't allowed to throw the ball enough to pull it off. When he was playing under Matt Nagy wouldn't let him throw the ball because it got to the point where he was like, you know what? I might suck as an offensive coordinator, but this is ridiculous. We're going to run the ball. That's our identity because Mitchell Trubisky can't fucking do it. Again, this is why I hate talking about Trubisky, because it's making me look like a hater. I love the guy. I want nothing more than him to go out and prove me the fuck wrong. But he's not good. He's never been good. I'm sick of people pretending like he was or he's shown anything. He hasn't.
But by that logic, Pickett's shown less.
He hasn't, though. Pickett looked better.
No, he didn't.
Can we just move on? I'm over this. Can we just move on?
Fucking wild.
This is going nowhere. And stop with the narrative bullshit. It's not a narrative. Okay? It's not.
When you just look at everything, the film and the stats, and say it's all wrong because you're mad about it, that's a narrative.
I'm not mad about it. Again, I want Trubisky to be better. If Trubisky was better, I'd be happy and I'd be singing his praises and I'd be letting you know. But he's not. C+.
Okay. At 21, the Kansas City Chiefs selected Trent McDuffie, cornerback out of Washington. He was good, solid, had a really good playoff run, got better as the year went on, which is a good sign for them. I'm B-. I'm going B-. I think that he was actually super solid. I forget who all the rookie corners were, but he was definitely up there as one of the better ones, along with like Sauce and Stingley, obviously. But B-.
Yeah. Geek, do you want to go first here?
Sure. I'm going B+. He played 95% of the defensive snaps for the Chiefs. Had a good year. Nothing too crazy. Obviously wasn't anywhere near Sauce, but he was good. B+.
Yeah, I agree. He was just a good corner.
Yeah.
There's really not much to say outside of that. He was just a really good, he was a good starting caliber corner.
I love that.
And that's about as much as you can ask from a rookie corner. What, that after all that, I was just like, yeah, I agree.
No, going from tearing each other apart to just exactly the same opinion is hilarious.
Yeah, that is the beauty of our dynamic.
I am
really
just
is.
sad.
Why?
We don't talk about the next one. We can just move on.
Oh, no, we gotta talk about the piece of shit that is Quay Walker at 22.
Ooh.
F.
Mr. Pushed multiple trainers.
F.
I gotta put my glasses back on to show that I'm calmed down.
F.
I agree, F. He was
terrible,
not good.
dude. This dude did not play good. He was a jerk. I got ejected from 2 separate games as a rookie. Like how?
When everybody
I
started
hate
saying he
him.
was the consensus linebacker 1 and called me
I
crazy for not having him in the
hate
top 5,
him.
I feel so validated
He sucks.
Yeah.
because
I'm
I was
giving him
right
that
about
for now.
every guy. Every guy I had ranked above him was better. Everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, I will say, not that he deserves defense, but just for a devil's advocate moment, no, this is not about to turn into another bloodbath. He did show a couple flashes. There were a couple times where it was like, oh, okay, there's something there.
Yeah, but trash can.
It is.
So.
I was gonna say it is very much outweighed by the antics, if
Yeah.
that's what we want to call them.
yes.
F.
Buffalo Bills followed that up with Kyer Elon, who also was a guy who didn't see the field much. Did he?
I didn't like
think he
Elon
did.
very
Played in
much going
13
into the draft.
games.
I feel like his snap count wasn't that.
57% of snaps.
Yeah,
But
I feel like I
477
him to see
total.
more.
So not
He was
bad.
good. I think he was definitely okay, right? I feel like there might have been a point where he was getting cooked.
Oh,
But-
he's a rookie corner.
I
They all
honestly
get
don't
cooked at some
remember.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a solid B plus. I'm not sure he's quite in the A's here, but again, like this is just a really solid pick for them. And with the way Trey White looked last year, like and they lost Levi Wallace last year, I feel like he's got a good opportunity to be a really like standout corner for them. So I'm giving him a B plus.
Yeah, I wasn't big on Elam going into the draft. I'm still
Neither
not
was I.
necessarily a huge fan. But like Geek said, you know, he played some snaps. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He played quite a few.
Yeah,
I'm going
I'm
B+.
just bullshitting because I honestly did not pay much attention to him last year, so I'm gonna say like B minus.
I'd gone B minus as well because like meh, he was fine.
Yeah.
He wasn't great. He wasn't bad. He was mid.
Yeah. Cowboys do their thing where they take an offensive lineman and just pray that they can develop him. They took Tyler Smith, who I actually don't think was terrible, was
No,
he?
it worked. He was actually
It was
really good.
Quietly,
He was good.
Yeah,
He was good,
quietly
right?
really good
Yeah.
pick.
I'm not.
I like
taking
Tyler
that.
Smith a lot last
I think
year.
Tyler
Yeah.
Smith could even be an A minus because
I'm saying it's-
because
ahead.
I'm taking future into effect and I know what the Cowboys can do for offensive linemen. If he already looked that good, sky's the limit for him. So I'm going A minus.
Like I said, I was a big Tyler Smith guy going into the draft. He was someone I was heavily mocking to Chicago in the early second round. I was pretty pissed off when he went off the board in the first. So I'm going to say an A. I really, really like Tyler Smith, and I think Dallas, you know, he played a couple positions for them last year, if I'm not mistaken. He started out inside, then
He was
kicked
their
outside
left
when
guard
Smith
until
went down.
Tyron went down, and then he got kicked back inside once Smith came back.
Right. So you've got a guy with a little bit of positional versatility, and then once Tyron Smith is officially gone, he's got the chops to take over as your left tackle. So
Yeah.
this is a pretty damn good pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, A minus. Since I hadn't thrown mine out
Yeah,
there yet.
A minus.
I love how chalk most of these grades are.
Yeah.
We had a war over Kenny fucking Pickett, who, by the way, I just want to put it out there. I don't think Kenny Pickett's like great.
Did you guys even
I
see the group, the Discord?
I
I
know
saw
you
you
sent
said
a message,
thing.
but I didn't look.
Oh,
Right.
it's just a picture of the guy arguing Mo Alley Cox and Austin Hooper.
Ah, yes. That's valid, actually.
It's Trubisky
Yeah.
versus Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
Yeah, most of that argument, just to clarify, is more reflective of my opinions on Trubisky than Pickett.
Yeah, to
That-
be fair. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like I still
entirely
think
me and
Pickett's like
Pickett. I hate Pickett because
Yeah.
he didn't play good, and that offends me.
I thought he was. He was again played
I
better
don't know.
than
I
any
never
other
saw a
quarterback on that
throw
team
where
would
I
have.
was like, "Oh, that was good." I saw him get bailed out a
Well, yeah.
lot, but I didn't see one
Yeah,
good
I don't
throw,
want-
so I'm out. We're not.
I don't
we're
want to
moving
jump
on
into a full
to
debate.
Tyler
I just want
Linderbaum.
to say I didn't see anything that
Ravens-
blew my mind, but
Yeah.
he was fine.
The Ravens went offensive lineman as well with Tyler Linderbaum, the center from Iowa. I think we already kind of talked about him with the Ravens segment, but he's solid. He's
Yeah.
definitely center of the future for them. Their offensive line is not as good as it once was, but I think he's a very solid piece for it. I'm going. Man, I hate to keep giving players good grades, but this is a good class, like we talked about. This is a good
really
first
good
run class. So I'm going to go A minus for him as well. Yeah, I mean, I think he's really solid, and getting a future offensive lineman, getting a cornerstone guy at a spot there. I mean, can't complain.
Good A, because I
Yeah.
like Linderbaum a lot. So
Yeah,
As do
I
I.
agree 100%. Hey,
Hey.
sure.
The Jets with their third first-round pick. I don't know how this ended up happening for them, but their third first-round pick. The Titans. I don't know what trade that's from, but Jermaine Johnson. I don't know much about how Jermaine Johnson played this year.
I don't think he played very much.
he had 2.5
I think-
sacks in 14 games. He didn't start once though. He played a
Yeah.
total of 34% of snaps.
Ooh.
Had
I
2.5
don't know.
sacks.
Because like,
But the
who
Jets
is their
D
edge
line was
rushing
already
core?
pretty good.
Who are the edge rushers outside of him though? Like, who was his competition?
I'm double checking.
If he wasn't even if he didn't start a game his rookie season.
Okay, so right now, Franklin Myers, Carl Lawson were the two guys above him.
Fair. Okay, fair. I guess that's all right. I'm gonna go C plus. He didn't really do much to move me, but again, it's not like I'm gonna chop him down to like the D or the F because it's not like he's horrible. But I'm gonna go C plus.
Yeah,
I
think
agree.
yeah. A lot of agreement here. This is boring. We need to go
Right.
back to each other's throats again. That was more fun.
Jacksonville, Devin Lloyd. A
Ooh.
lot of people thought he could win Defensive Rookie of the Year if he played.
I got it. I know how to start the riot. This is a D. They drafted a different linebacker 2 rounds later that was better.
I was gonna say D plus. Yeah, I don't think he was that fantastic.
Muma was
Like,
better, man.
He got benched.
I don't know what to say.
He got benched. He straight up was benched. It wasn't a health concern. It wasn't anything like that. He straight up got benched.
Yeah, they benched him for another rookie who they drafted 2 rounds later.
D plus, like he's not fantastic at all.
It was weird because he showed flashes where he was great, and then he just sucked. The first 2 games of the year, he looked like a rookie of the year type guy. And then suddenly Chad Muma played the rest of the year.
Yeah, like he was like Defensive Rookie of the Year, like odds on favorite for like 3 weeks.
It was weird, man.
But yeah,
okay, I think that's actually a little tough. I'm gonna go with a C.
I'm gonna lean C minus. Yeah.
I went and checked his numbers a little bit more. I still getting benched for Muma is what lowers him so much, though. Like that's not ideal.
Man, I really can't believe the Packers had 2 first-round F grade picks. They're so
whiffed on both of them.
Devontae Wyatt sucks.
Yeah,
Didn't even play that much. I didn't like him when he did play, and he also pushed an athletic trainer. Like when whoever it was got hurt, like DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
That's an F. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be biased here. Even if I was, I wouldn't give these guys that good of a grade because there was nothing I've seen out of either of them to make me move them any higher. And I hated both the picks when it happened. So my opinion has not changed.
Valid.
Patriots. The guy who was on the Rams' 7th round board in Cole Strange, the famous clip of Sean McVay bursting out laughing when he got picked. And it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Okay, I think that's more to do with that fucking Patriots O-line coach that is the most incredible motherfucker I've ever heard of.
It worked.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it like a B+. Like that.
Yeah.
Good season. Good stuff. Cole Strange.
I hate it, but yeah.
Miller.
I'm a little higher. I'm gonna go an A.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, he was
think-
good.
I think the fact that that Belichick quite literally got laughed off by another head coach.
Yep.
For taking a guy who was a little bit lower on his draft board is fucking hysterical.
6 rounds
and a wonderful
lower, yeah.
story.
I mean,
Right.
6 rounds is a little wild. Who do you have as the 7th round lineman this year?
But McVay had literally said in the clip that they had him at like their 7th board, like their 7th round.
Yeah. Hold on.
Crazy.
I got this. Warren McClendon
That's
from
like
Georgia.
taking
That actually is the
McClendon
guy, yeah.
over.
Right.
I'm trying to see
Yeah.
who went right after that. oh, that's over Abe Lucas. So that's basically taking him over Darnell Wright.
Essentially, yeah.
That's crazy.
Essentially.
But it worked.
It
But he
did.
could.
Fuck it.
They
Fuck
do
it,
need
it
a
worked.
tackle this
That's
year.
the thing
He's gonna
about
do
it.
it. He's gonna
When
do
you
it.
see Belichick reach on a player, they're either out of the league like in a year,
Or they're going
they're
to
an
be
all-pro.
great for a long time. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
Belichick way. He bets on himself and his scouting quite often, despite whatever the fuck any of the experts say. And I'll be damned if it doesn't work out more often than it doesn't. Like, say what you want about Belichick, the GM, because there are a lot of issues.
The biggest issue is the man can't pick a wide receiver at all. The best wide receiver he's ever drafted, he drafted as a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, and that's just because he had Brady to make all of his receivers look good, so he never had to bother with learning how to draft one. And now Brady's got, he's fucking panicking.
Yeah, it's not going well.
Yeah.
Gonna take a fucking Jalen Hyatt at 14.
Yep.
Oh my god, I could see it though.
I can't disrespect Jalen Hyatt. I haven't actually watched him play football. I just know he's somebody that a lot of people don't seem to like.
Yeah, because all of these nerds that think Tyreek Hill's the best receiver in football suddenly don't like a wide receiver that's all speed. It's the weirdest shit. I don't get it. No, Jake, I was not talking about you in this case.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. Do you dislike Hyatt?
Same boat as Miller.
Okay.
I haven't watched him.
I was gonna say,
really put
but like, it's one.
I don't think he should go
me.
in the first.
Loving Tyreek but hating Hyatt is weird because they're the same fucking guy. Hyatt's obviously not as fast, but you know what I mean. Just the little fast guy. I hate him because he's just a little fast guy, but then you think Tyreek is the best. That doesn't track to me.
Yeah, but the Chiefs, Karlaftis was okay.
Better than okay. 6 sacks on the year. I believe he played like
Love George Karlaftis.
Started every game. Yeah, started 17 games.
Starting 17 games as a rookie pass rusher. Again, we talked about this. Always good.
8 tackles for loss and 6 sacks. I'll take that every day of the week.
Give me an A minus. Give me an A minus. Maybe even an A. He's up there.
Yeah, I think A minus feels about right.
Give me an easy A.
No, I do gotta yell here a little bit. First of all, Grayson's mad because I didn't bring him up last week, so gotta bring up Grayson. I didn't bring up his takes. He thinks Karlaftis is better than Kayvon Thibodeau, and I hate him for it. So, because, and I quote, Karlaftis had more sex.
Oh no! Oh Grayson! Oh Grayson! Oh Grayson! That's
as someone who is very vocal in being a George Karlaftis enjoyer. I just can't get behind it.
No,
I'm sorry.
Kayvon did some stuff, man. And I'm not saying Karlaftis is bad. That is not the goal here. Karlaftis is still probably edge 3 in this class right now. I think it's Hutch, Thibodeau, and probably Karlaftis right after that. But,
I agree.
Yes.
But man. Yeah. Sorry, had to bring him up because he was mad about it.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, at least, plus for being a better person.
Yeah, valid. W.
All right,
Common
5 more to go
Karlaftis
here.
W.
we are getting there. Did Dax still play?
I remember him in the
Not
playoff
really.
run doing some cool shit. But
I don't really remember much about Dax Hill.
he played in 15 games, started 2, played in 14% of defensive snaps. But which playoff game was it? Was it the Bills game? I believe he went nuts in the Bills game.
I do remember him having one really good game.
Yeah. And it was in the playoffs during their run, But either way, he just didn't get a lot of playing time. I can't really rate that, so.
See.
Yeah.
I'm going
and
as mid as can be. Yeah. Then Geek, we'll let you say your grade first for this one. Lewis Dean?
I
F.
No,
F.
he's
I'm just
literally
kidding. I'm
not
kidding.
possible to grade. He literally
didn't play.
played 2 defensive snaps this year.
Another N/A from us, I suppose.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's F/A+. I don't really know. He didn't do anything.
All right.
I can't judge that pick.
So that is all 32 first-round picks. Good job, gentlemen. We made it.
Yes.
Now, we still have 3 teams who we did not touch because they did not have a first-round pick. I forgot. I wasn't even looking past the second round.
Yeah. Okay, here. I got it. I got all of them right here. First, I'm not going in order. This list is by team name, so the Cardinals are first because Arizona. Trey McBride was their first pick.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who that is.
Tight end out of Colorado State.
Oh, that dude. That's right. I do remember him.
Yeah, we had to yell at people because of his moms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I love Trey McBride.
Yeah.
I got a soft spot for him.
Go on N-A because I do not know a single thing about him.
He had 29 catches and a touchdown. I don't know. I know nothing.
N-A, yeah.
I know nothing either, but A+ parents.
A+ parents.
There you go. W.
Who else we got?
Let's see. Oh, wow. I'm dumb. The Bears, Kyler Gordon. Miller, take it away.
F.
Yeah, so this... no.
Kidding.
Early season Kyler Gordon, maybe. This one's tough because Kyler Gordon started out rough. Like, rough. Like, to the point where you couldn't even make the, he's a rookie corner excuse. Like, he kind of went above and beyond bad as a rookie corner. But then as the season went on and a more defined role started to shape for him in our defense as the true nickel corner, he started to play a lot better. He started to make some plays. He started to establish himself as a potential pillar on our defense. So I want to be optimistic and go with like the projection and give him like a B-. Realistically, we're looking at like a C+, somewhere in there.
I'm okay with that, yeah.
I'm going to go B- because I'm friends with his cousin. So that's a W.
You're friends with his cousin and you haven't tried to get him on the podcast yet?
Yeah, I don't know how to reach out to people like that. For like,
are you like,
no,
okay,
like I'm
okay.
good with not like super close. No.
Okay, well that's a little bit different then.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's different reaching out to the player themselves than it is to reach out to like a family member.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah,
different.
that is odd.
Yeah.
When you said friends, my mind immediately went to like, oh, that's your boy.
No.
But if it's just somebody you're like you're just friends with,
it's
then I
the
get
same
it.
as like
Completely.
like
I get
Nicole, right? Or those the people on Twitter you talk to, but you don't. You're not
right.
Yeah, you're friends, but you're not.
I get you.
It's not you,
Yeah. Right. Shout out Nicole, by the way.
True.
Homegirl introduced me to Zach Charbonnet, and now I'm obsessed.
There you go.
He is better David Montgomery.
I made a promise, and it backfired. Now I have to figure out how to pay to go to Japan. So that's tough.
But you have to go to Japan. Oh,
because I was like, let's go to Star Wars Celebration next time it happens. I'll make the plans, and now it's in Japan. So, yeah, I didn't really think that one through.
Although we should have her on here sometime. I think she would be fun to talk to because she actually like works for the Cardinals.
That's true. I forgot about that.
You know me with my whole women in sports thing.
That's true.
I didn't. That just occurred to me. She'd be a great person to interview.
Well, it's one of those things we haven't had guests yet, so we don't really think about it.
Right.
Like that.
Right. If I was still running the Ball Knower podcast, I would have had her on there by now for sure. That would be a great interview.
Valid.
But anyways,
next,
moving on.
Browns, Martin Emerson, cornerback out of Mississippi State.
He was actually okay.
He actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm giving that a B-. He was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll follow suit.
I agree.
I do remember Brown's Twitter dialogue
he did get
about him.
because Greedy Williams got like benched, and then did he end up cut for him?
Don't know.
I don't think he got cut. I think his contract expired.
Oh, did it? Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Greedy Williams got benched for Martin Emerson, so good pick. L team though, so F. No. The Broncos, Nick Bonito, linebacker out of Oklahoma. Gonna be honest, I know nothing about how Bonito played.
N-A.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Benito an off-ball linebacker coming out, and then they tried to convert him into an edge, or was it he started out as an off-ball linebacker and ended up as an edge in college?
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know.
Because if he's
I feel like Benito was an edge.
He's okay. Well, I know he was an edge in the NFL.
Or are you talking about Baron Browning?
That's who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Browning. I knew Denver had somebody.
Nick Bonito. What did we do, Nick? He had 1.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. How many games did he play, though? I have no idea. ESPN sucks, and he did not pop up on his Pro Football Ref. There it is. He appeared in 15 games, only got 1 start, played 35% of snaps. Seems like he was fine. Nothing special. Nothing not special. 2nd-round pick. Meh.
I'd just like to make it known real quick, just as a side note. After the whole bullshit of fighting about Trubisky, I went in our Madden League and signed him to be my backup.
Of course you did.
Still not good. I just love the guy. Anyways, next pick.
The Raiders, Dylan Parham in the 3rd round, guard out of Memphis. I believe he started every game for them.
Yeah.
And was like maybe the only good player on their offensive line.
I think he was okay, yeah. I think he was okay.
17 starts. 94% of offensive snaps.
Colton Miller's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I forgot he exists because
I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B. B.
I agree.
B seems valid. The Rams. I don't fucking know, man. 3rd round pick, Logan Bruss, guard out of Wisconsin. I don't fucking know.
I think he started a few games.
I know their next pick
I think
was
he got
Jacoby.
hurt early.
Maybe.
I think he got hurt early because their offensive line was down to like their 5th stringers.
Yeah, I got nothing. I know Jacoby Durant went in as their next pick. He would have been more fun to grade because he was not bad.
I don't like him. I don't like him.
We've learned your opinion is weird this time. So
I don't know anything about him as a player, but he's a corner that wears 14.
True.
How is that his fault?
That's
You're the 4th round pick rookie. You get what number you get.
He wore that in college too. That's his number.
Yeah. So okay.
He wanted 14.
Where was your hate for Kyle Hamilton? He wore 14.
Cooler on a safety than a corner.
Stop. You're just being
safeties
a
and
hater.
corners get different. They get different guidelines. They get different.
No, because you hated that Lewis Cine was gonna wear 16 until he switched to 6.
16's a gross number. It's not aesthetically pleasing.
Joe Montana.
Well, that's a quarterback's different.
All these rules, you weirdo.
I've made it very, very apparent I am weird when it comes to numbers.
Yeah, weird, and you don't stick with your opinion when it comes to numbers. You immediately switch up all the time.
I do flip-flop a lot with
I watched
it because
you
I
go
see
from
different things.
I
like,
hate 0 to I like 0 in like 12 hours. It was a roller coaster of a Twitter day.
I started seeing edits of players in 0, and I was like, okay, this kind of goes hard. I'm just being a dick for not liking it. It does go hard.
3rd round pick, the Dolphins took Channing Tindall. I don't know if he played. But if he did, I'm giving him a better I'm giving him a D- whether he played or not. He appeared in all 16 games, started 0, had 3 total tackles. D- because Georgia linebacker that is better than Quay Walker. That's what I got.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
How many more do we?
I believe that's it. I'm double checking.
We didn't do Tampa. Tampa.
Oh, and we didn't do San Fran either. Yikes.
They were both
Fran.
first.
San Fran pick. Oh, I
Drake
think they picked
Jackson.
Drake Jackson. Yeah,
Drake Jackson,
he was
good.
okay.
Yeah, he was
Verified.
fine.
Like that. I'm gonna go B plus. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go
Agreed.
B.
And the Bucks was Logan Hall.
Yeah. Did Logan Hall do anything? I don't remember
not
hearing
sure.
his name at all.
He was another guy I really liked going into the draft, but then I just
He had
God.
2.5 sacks and 7 tackles.
Didn't start a
Played 17
game.
games.
36% of snaps.
Yeah.
B minus.
B like C plus. Yeah.
I didn't watch him, so I don't know.
That's it. I do.
That is
I
grading every team's first pick from last year.
I wanted to shout out like a better Vikings pick, but like none of them got to play except Ed Ingram, and he fucking sucked. Andrew Booth didn't play.
Samoa.
He didn't get a play.
I know.
I get, like the flashes he showed. Loved.
I'm just
Better
a
than
certified
Quay
Brian
Walker, that's
Asamoah
what I know.
hater until I see that he learned how to tackle.
Until I see that he learned how to tackle, but I refuse to go like watch any film on it.
It's not that I refuse, I just haven't had a real opportunity to.
There's always an
Busy.
opportunity.
I make time for players I like. Brian Asamoah is not one of those. I almost called him Brasem Anamoa.
Brasama. That's a name though. That's a name.
Brasem Anamoa.
That's
That
a
is a sick
name.
name. Can we shout out the best undrafted free agent from last year as well?
Clint Ratkovich.
The second best undrafted free agent.
Oh,
I love Clint. No. Jack Sanborn.
Who?
Dude was a dog.
Asamoah better.
A plus pickup. No. First of all,
Asamoah
no,
better.
because Sanborn actually played.
True.
That's
And was
yeah,
the
because
best
the
linebacker
Bears
on our team.
suck. Yeah, Eric
didn't play 'cause-
Kendricks and Jordan Hicks exist. I'm sorry.
Too bad, so sad, Cope.
Sanborn
Ooh, wow,
wouldn't
wow,
have
wow.
ever gotten on the field in Minnesota, and you know it.
And they would have missed out on finding a hidden gem.
True.
Asamoah better. Chanel better.
He's not.
You're just a
Chanel,
hater. Your
yes.
opinion doesn't matter.
Well, yes.
Your opinion
Asamoah,
doesn't
no,
matter.
because
Get outta here.
Asamoah can't tackle.
Again, go watch the film, you loser.
I will at some point.
Stop creating narratives based on I didn't watch him play. I'm just mad. Because I watched him
Well, I
in
mean,
college.
He couldn't tackle in college, yeah.
Yeah, so you put him with the best tackling safety and really good linebackers and think he can't improve? You're
Listen,
dumb.
I would hope his tackling improved in that situation.
No, you're
But
just
some guys
assuming
just
it
aren't
didn't.
built for the next level. Some guy, I'm not assuming anything. I told you I don't know how he played
Literally
at the
just
next level.
said he can't tackle. That is an assumption.
Yeah. He couldn't tackle in fuck off with the Daniel Jones, okay? Nobody likes him.
That's valid. Danny Dimes'
No.
ass.
Daniel Jones isn't the message there. It's the no more Mr. Nice Guy thing. First of all.
Well, Daniel Jones is there, and that's what caught my eye because he's
Brian
elongated.
Asamoah solos.
He does solo Daniel Jones.
Let's
I
go.
solo Daniel Jones. Put me in the Giants offense and watch me go off for more yards.
Watch me cook like Brock Purdy. There's I think the actual reason I'm so mad about the Pickett pick. There were 3 quarterbacks in this class who played better. Okay, 2.
Who's the other one?
Purdy
Other
and
than
Ritter.
Purdy.
Ritter showed better.
played like 3 games.
More flashes, looked better.
Okay, I mean, if you want to go flashes, sure, but I'm just saying, like, 3 games I'm not necessarily... Although, I can't
4.
say that because I had Ritter higher coming out of college.
4.
So... Okay,
Yeah.
not bad.
Didn't throw
So
any
who was the
picks,
third one you
so
were alluding
W.
to? Corral?
Yeah,
Holy
but I
crap.
couldn't go
Corral
there.
didn't play because he
I
got
know,
hurt.
yeah, that's why
What was his injury again?
Something
was
with
his
his
foot,
foot.
right?
The Liz
Scapula
Frank in
or
his
something.
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're never going to see that guy play, and I'm so sad about it.
Yeah, maybe someday
Nah.
for the Panthers.
Third
but-
round pick,
yeah.
didn't get a chance to start in his rookie year, and won't ever now. Damn, we went over 2 hours. That's tough.
Oh, I'm aware.
Are you?
Yeah.
How long over do you think we
It's-
are, you goober?
If my guess was right from when we started, we're 7 minutes over right now.
We're 8 minutes 11 seconds over. That's tough.
Okay, whatever.
But really close. GG. Good guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I believe that's all we got for you guys. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Run the North podcast. Obviously, we're moving forward. We're trying out some new things. We might be having some guests on, as we've kind of alluded to here. But yeah, be sure to go follow us on all platforms at Run the North Pod. Help grow us on Spotify, all other platforms. I think we're on most major streaming services by this point.
Yep.
Geek has that actual information.
I believe so,
I think that we are on most major streaming platforms. Anywhere you can find a podcast, go look up Run the North. Be able to share the episodes, do everything you can, rate us and review us on Spotify, go subscribe to us on YouTube, do everything you can to help us grow, and we will see you guys on draft night. Yeah, that's a good point. On the YouTube channel on draft night. I don't know the specific date, but the Thursday night, the first round draft, April 22nd. 27th. Okay, April 27th. We will be live on our YouTube page for the entire first round of the draft. We're going to have guests come on and react to their team's pick. Have a bunch of different fun stuff going on. We'll be able to react to our own team's picking. Some of us will probably be kind of angry. Some of us probably won't be. Because some of us will have our team will have like 2 first round picks or something, and Ryan Poles will trade away like the entire future. And here we are. So go if you don't subscribe to us on YouTube.
Your GM is literally Brian Gutenkoost. I don't want to hear you talk about a GM fucking up.
That's not what I was alluding to. I was saying you were going to trade back and trade more. Okay, whatever.
The way you said it, trade away the future sounded.
Trade for the future, whatever. I don't care. He's a better GM than anybody in the NFC North. Anyway.
Hey, don't you disrespect
You
Quessy.
know he's true.
Rare Jake Talk Sports W right there.
Nah.
Okay, that's it.
Love
Shut up.
Love that take.
Quessy better.
Somebody else.
Quessy better.
I can't do it.
Quessy traded a second round pick for TJ Hawkinson. Poles traded a second round pick for Claypool. So that's what we got. Quessy better.
Poles signed Jack Sanborn. Quessy drafted Brian Asamoah.
Asamoah better. Bye!